Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. This is your Wizard of the Blizzard, your Electric Scimitar, your game designer. Mystical Machine Gun, welcome you back to DOS Land. Welcome you back to DOS. Welcome you back to the DOS Game Jam. Deluxe Paint Tim is on as well. How are you, Tim? I hope you're doing well. Hope you didn't hear me blowing my nose while the countdown was happening because I forgot to mute my microphone. But on the plus side, that means I didn't forget to unmute my microphone, so swings and roundabouts. Now let me tell you, let me put the Commodore 64 music aside for just a moment. The inevitable M Foolery many months ago invited folks to make more DOS games on itch, to make a DOS game jam happen, just to have more DOS games in the world. Game jam, I prefer...
Your Rosie, I just resubscribed for 36 months. Game Jam? I prefer Game Marmalade. Your Rosie, troll smile.
I was gonna hover over that smiley, your Rosie, but I didn't need to. Oh god, that's not gonna work at all. And that's Anakuma as well. DOS D's nuts. How you doing? Anakuma, how you doing? Oh. Bit of Bubsy. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, anyway, gosh. I was trying to talk up the rest of the game jam. There was 39 entries in the end.
Anakuma just subscribed for 1 month. Your Rosie, I gifted a tier 1 sub to Anakuma. They have given 70 gift subs in the channel.
You, Rosie, I honestly thought you were sitting on 69. I thought you were going to sit on 69 gift subs for as long as possible. Exactly. Thank you so much for the gift sub to Anakuma. Honestly, Robot did a pretty good job. It's pretty close. They went for the more Kuma type pronunciation, but you know, no, it's gone forever and you can't take them back. Critical Interrupt, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Yes, so there were 39 entries, including one old man making a Forgotten Realms Unlimited Adventures game design because I knew I wouldn't be able to like code something up in my spare time, even with 3 months time, because my spare time is quite limited. This whole full-time job, parenting thing, all that sort of gear. But I thought, let's get this out the way first. And let me show you how I was planning to present it to people. I was going to give them a batch, just a touch. I was going to give them a batch file to run that would run Forgotten Realms Unlimited Adventures, but of course, that's still for sale on GOG.com. Go buy it. It's worth the $2 or whatever it is. So yes, I just uploaded the design instead, and that has led to people having some issues. Oops. But look at this. I made a little batch thing. You don't need to run it via UA Shell. UA Shell is an Unlimited Adventures shell developed in the late 90s to hack it, to extend it, to replace graphics, all that sort of thing. But the vanilla program is pretty good. We got the window up just in case because there's not much music being a Forgotten Realms game. Should we? Yeah, let's make a new party very quickly based on who's here. Now, apologies, it's going to have to be fighter, cleric, maybe a mix, and then 2 magic users, because that's just how D&D works. We can mix it up with a paladin and a ranger if we like. Everybody's going to be chaotic good. It's just the way it's got to be. Done. Deluxe Paint Tim. Look at that. It fits. I didn't modify you, Tim. I'll make you stronger in a minute. What do you think Tim looks like? He looks like I think he swings a mighty mace. Bit of a plume on the helmet. Love it. There's my other character, Mystical, that I use for testing. You're a fighter. Key attribute is... I need music on already. This is a very quiet game. It was good for a kid who liked listening to the radio while playing video games, let me tell you. We'll leave the int down a bit. Can't have perfect stats, but let's go. Let's crank up the HP, and also crank up the dex. This is Taco. This is AD&D First Edition. So now, I know somebody who's a bit bloody mischievous who joined in. So let's get them in there, shall we? Max dex for a thief. Max charisma. Done. Rose is in as a thief. Is there a good thief here? It's a half elf. Maybe a single weapon. Nobody looks really thievy, do they? Really like a rogue. There's a rogue. That's a thief. There we go. Watch as I fail to spell chat people's names correctly. Now we've got a bear in chat. Surely they'd be in touch with, you know, the animal world, that sort of thing. A bit of high wisdom, high dex, for chatting to bears and stuff like that, and other animals. Spell it correctly. I was hatched from egg. I don't think you wanted to trust my knowledge on nation. Fair enough. Honestly, some of these icons could be any gender you like, which is good. In a way, you know what I mean? Heroes have long hair regardless. That looks like the kind of thing we're looking for. Done. Yes. Now we need some magic users. Let's see. Let's have a look. We're going to start to go through all this and change all the icons. Anyway, Tim. Pool of Radiance, Curse the Asia Bonds, Champions of Kryn. You didn't just get to pick from pre-made. You had to pick from... You had to pick the head color, the hair color, 2 different body colors, 2 different arm colors, 2 different leg colors. And then there was different body and different weapon types, different head types. It was very involved. Again, who has time for that? D&D nerds. Alright, Critical Interrupt is in. Go get the red robes on. Quick, somebody else chat so I can name a character after you. Don't lurk, just chat. We need another magic user. LCC, you don't want to chat? Okay, fair enough. How's Keylocker going? Oh no! Let's do that thing. Let's do that thing where it freaks out. We'll have a good magic user as well. Sounds like overkill, but trust me. Almost done with the rating process. That's the way. Oh, there we go. Spook can be our final party member. Welcome in, Spook. Okay. Done. The LCC. There we go. More of a white mage. How old are you, LCC? Feel like you got white hair and a beard? We'll go younger. 37, there you go. So not old with white hair like me. We need a healer. Need a cleric. Very important. Spook, you feel like a healer. You feel like you'd soothe the soul. I cannot remember what the key attributes are for anything, but also don't want to put 18 out of 18 for anything because they're. And it may just be rumors, you know what I mean? It may just be confirmation bias. Can we fit games in? We can! Look at that! Longest name in history. This icon is an evil cleric. If you ever played the Kryn games, you felt so many of these clerics. So it's amazing to be able to pick them. Christmas, you lurk it, but you're here. Welcome in. Christmas is playing Shenmue too, I can tell you that. I was lurking that for sure. Should you be a spooky looking cleric there, Spook? What do you reckon? Actually, that does fit with your camera effects you have on. We'll go that way. Welcome in. Thank you for the cheese. Okay, we are going to well, we may be able to cheese it because I know everything about this game. I made it. But the idea was let's play it, give a bit of a director's commentary. J-Bone 2, it is my Forgotten Realms Unlimited Adventures design I've submitted to the DOS Game Jam called, well, I just called it Game Jam.design for 3 months, but of course that's not going to fit. Everybody else's games are called bloody Game Jam, so in the end I called it Fire Knife Follies, and you will see why. But it is for folks who've played Pool of Radiance, Curse of the Age of Bonds, like me. Bit of a nostalgia hit. Set in the Dale Lands. This is using the system where a low AC is good. Eurasia, that is right. It is Taco. I should have put a bot message in about Taco. So here you can see Spook's armor class is currently 0, so that's good. For Spook to hit someone with armor class 0, they have to roll a 17. That's the, you add your modifiers on, that sort of thing, but... Wokey Mokey, thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard. Amazing that people are hitting follow on the stats screen. I'm happy to talk through some of these stats, because obviously I've known these stats since I was like 6. So if you want to know about encumbrance, I can tell you. But it's pretty straightforward to read, if that makes sense. Armor class is 0, lower numbers are better. Taco would be a great name for a barbarian, actually. Damage is 1 6-sided die plus 2. So they're going to have trouble. So what this means is, so Taco is essentially 2 hit. You know what I mean? It's 2 hit, you need a 17. Then if you roll a 17, you roll your damage. Encumbrance is how much stuff you're currently carrying. Higher encumbrance is bad. And you'll know your encumbrance is too high when your movement goes down. So currently Spook can move 9 spaces. Has 200 platinum. That's about 1,000 gold pieces. So Spook can go to the training once. Level 4. 40 out of 40 hit points. Spook is okay. For some reason, some classes come with equipment, others don't. Don't know why. Well, there you go. Now, if we equip this stuff, then Tim will have better AC. Raymond! Well, good day, mate. Let's start on the shrimp and a barbie.
40-something retro streamers, 40-something retro streamers, 40-something retro streamers, bunch of old geezers on Twitch.
What is this? Ah, we got some OC remixes happening. That's why there's people talking. The dig! You million taps to the taco. I was born at Moldavite. One day we'll need a 50-something version. My brother is turning 50 in 2027. But I know I'm younger than some other streamers, so yes. Anyway, look, this is the best part. We're mucking around in here and we're having a good time. I don't know if that robe gives you any AC bonuses at all. So it's a bit hard to keep your magic users alive, but that's why you put them at the back of the party. That's why you... Anyway. A lot of me talking. The party has entered the small village of Ashburn Ford. Searching for refuge, the river Ashaba flows gently to your left. You've stumbled into this town after thinking better of a roadside encounter with a pack of fire knives. A pair of villagers pass you by, chatting casually about recent events. You heard about the bounty? One asks. The mayor waits in town hall for adventurers. Not at all, replies the other. That's mercenary work. I'll stick to my store. Does the party leave? No. So the reason it asks the party to leave, so here's the first Unlimited Adventures part. To leave a dungeon, we are in a dungeon. Towns and dungeons are just both dungeons in the engine. To leave a dungeon, you have to have a transport space on your map. And when you enter that cell, it asks a question like this. I didn't find a way for it not to ask that when you first start without breaking it. So Emmy immediately said, yes, I will leave. And then she went zooming off across the world map. When the idea is you walk around town, you check things out. You break into a few houses. An old crone screeches, get out of my house! Because this is what, adventurers do. The owner of this home gets slowly to his feet. Welcome to my home, and thank you for the reminder to lock my door more often. You turn and leave. I never figured out why I could see that wall from here. You can set your dungeon size, but all of them loop. So we're actually seeing walls at the bottom of the map. So you're at the very top of the map. Can't go in that direction. But we're kind of seeing Town Hall. I don't know why it does that. See what sign that reads warehouse number 6? You see a sign that reads warehouse number 7. That's for the kids. That's for the kids out there, folks. You see a sign that reads the Fountainside Inn. I wanted to include those types of signs because they were in Curse of the Asia Bonds. You see a sign that reads Ashburn Ford Hall of Training. So this is where we go when our party members' names turn magenta. Now let's alter the order of our party. Spook, get up in the order. Now, because I didn't set it correctly, you can actually camp anywhere in this city, which is usually not how it behaves. Usually you can't just camp in the middle of the street, which is fair. You walk past the town fountain, providing fresh water year-round. You see a sign that reads the Temple of Sune. I think that's how you say it. Could be soon. And I had to make a decision between showing those signs once or having them every time. You see a sign that reads Ragnar's Arms and Armour. You see a sign that reads Ashburn Ford Vault. But I think having them every time just helps people with navigation. You see a sign that reads the Ashen Arms. I was on a bit of a theme. Ragnar's Sundries. Who's Ragnar? I'll never tell. May I help you? So in Curse of the Asia Bonds, games like that, there was item shops where they sold pretty generic items like flasks of oil, and they had very limited use. So, but unfortunately, Unlimited Adventures does not have that kind of really basic stuff. It just has special stuff. So if you really want to go nuts, you can fire it up early. Thank you. We all love going to the tavern, having a drink. I named these drinks. You can name the drinks, which is really cool. So let's have Orc Tears. The idea is you have some tavern tales. That's what they're called, right? A traveller from Flan boasts about the recent economic renewal in the city. That was meant to be a hint to go visit Flan, but I never actually implemented what I wanted to do with Flan, so don't go to Flan. Hey, that bartender is cool as hell. Oh, okay. Why is it not giving me any other tavern tales? Oh, I guess you have to have a drink. A man covered in grime barges into the tavern and sits at the bar. He complains loudly about how hard it is to keep the town fountain clean. Oh, maybe the randomizer is just not very good. Two patrons at a table are griping about recent kobold attacks. They're only little creatures, but they attack in packs. Hint, hint. And look, there's no 5 triggers into the tavern. Did I put myself in the game? No. You put yourself in the game by making a party with yourself in it. Mystical was my test character. But you can at least have little musical stings. Listen to this. Pretty long. And I made that happen every time. And I was like, no, I need to turn that off. A sign above the door reads, Ashmanford Town Hall. The mayor greets the party. Now this is a different interface. This is a meet NPC interface. So we can retreat, which will take us nowhere. We can wait, which doesn't really do much, or we can talk. I presume you've come to see me about the bounty. If we say no, quest automatically ends. He kind of tells you to go away. So we say yes. He claps his hands together in joy. Astounding! Ashmanford has been in need of heroes for a long time. I need you to travel west and find where the bandit raids are coming from. Find them, defeat them, and return to me. Does the party accept the quest? Yes. And so that is what is meant to kick off the adventure. You know, just your basic mission from the mayor of a town that's in trouble, and you gotta go west. Welcome to my inn. With the bandits menacing the roads, I've no guess at the moment. Take any room you like. We automatically enter the camp menu, which I couldn't quite figure out what to do, but you can also just go into a room if you want to role play a bit harder. But one thing you gotta remember to do with the gold box games is you've gotta memorize your spells. Can I get a group of heroes to do my work for me as well, Critical? I wish. I wish. So Spook's level 4, so he's got multiple levels of cleric spells. Honestly, the thing with Gold Box is that there's a lot of weapons that are useless and there's a lot of spells that are useless. So it's good they put them in, but they can be pretty useless. So I'm going to just move that Winamp window. It kind of covers up what we're... You know what I mean? Covers up what we're doing. Can also just move it right down the bottom. There we go. Hold person can hold up to 3 human type characters, not monsters. Makes them completely vulnerable. You can kill them in one hit. Fire traps is fine. I didn't really put that many traps in, and usually having a thief is enough for that as well. Resist fire makes you more resistant to fire attacks. Silence 15 foot. Is that inches or feet? No, it's foot. 15 foot radius. Cast silence. They do have sticks to snakes. I think that's level 3. Slow poison, very important. If you're going to fight any enemy that poisons you, slow poison, as we talked about in Eye of the Beholder, will bring them back to life. So keep that in mind. And our 2 magic users, what we want them doing is we want them chucking sleep spells and magic missile. So charm person can turn an enemy to your side. Detect magic will detect magical items when you're in the camp, when you found treasure. Read magic allows you to scribe scrolls. I think that's automatically cast these days. And this being a later gold box game, there's the fix command. So you don't have to cast healing spells manually. You just hit fix, and usually it takes care of itself. What I usually actually have is a fighter cleric magic user called Radlin. The Forgotten Realms collection is 50% off on Steam right now. There you go, get amongst it. I'm looking, my character has a Stinging Cloud spell. That was the Vindaloo last night, exactly. But also, save early, save often. And they give you multiple slots for a reason. Okay, one last thing. I actually want my magic users to have more than just 10 darts, because they're going to need way more than that. So whoever is the selected character is the one who is doing the shopping. And you can see they've got personal funds there and pooled funds. So if everybody pools their funds... Is that 10 platinum? Are you for real? Why is it so much for darts? What a rip-off. And a bit of a weird... And I'm assuming it's a bug with Unlimited Adventures. If you are equipped with darts, arrows, whatever, and you buy more, it auto-joins them for you, which is good. Because the older games would have 10 darts, and you had to come in here and press join, you can see down there. But it auto-joins them, but it also auto-unequips them, which is a bit weird. I didn't realise that these darts were 10 platinum. That's fucking bananas. Darts should be 10 gold for 10 darts, not 10 platinum. Holy shit. That is 50 gold for 10 darts. That's a horrendous ripoff. Anyway, we'll get some more darts as we go. Cool. So yes, there's the vault. You can also put money in. So if you are feeling like you're getting encumbered with money or anything else, you can put it in. You know, if you don't want to sell it, if you don't want to drop it, put it in the vault. And if there's other vaults, you can go to that vault and get your stuff. That's the whole idea. Have I missed any content? Here we go. Bash this door because it's locked in. The party bursts in to find some townspeople cowering behind their kitchen table. Upon seeing you are no threat, one of the townspeople speaks up. Ever since the kobold bandit raids, we've had to lock our doors here in town. Please, my lord, leave us in peace. The party leaves. See, because we bashed the door in. They were a bit scared, which is fair enough. But now we can leave. For the record, when I was doing my debugging of quests and how they work, I put all that row there had quest 1 in progress, or quest 2, quest 1 complete, quest 2 in progress, quest 2 complete as a debug. That's how I was figuring out what was going on. So this, if anybody's played Curse of the Asia Bonds, is the Dale Lands map that you end up on early in the game. Curse of the Asia Bonds, you end up going here. You end up going to Mithranor. In Pool of Radiance, you're entirely in Flan, which is up here. We've got Zental Keep here. We're here in Ashmanford. I did put some small towns in this direction, but I ran out of time for other stuff. So I blocked heaps of squares, because the idea is you go west, right? So of course, Emmy playing it on Sunday night went that way. So I was quite glad that I'd put in a small town there as well, at least. When I say small town, what I mean is, rather than being a walkable town like Ashmanford, it's just a menu town. And I honestly looked up the Forgotten Realms wiki and looked up at each town and just kind of got a bit of a brief description of what they're like to do this. So if it was a farming community, I talk about chickens and shit. We ever add more to this game, like an ultimate edition with more stuff and cheaper tasks? Well, look, there's no reason why I can't. I do want to add my little flan bit to it. Just because this game is a bit of an homage to Pool of Radiance and Curse of the Asia Bonds. But Tim, you're a fighter. You're a fighter. And hey, it's on the itch page and I can upload updates, so that'll be in the new year. Christmas is not the time of year for me to do stuff. You never played these games? A lot of people haven't. It's one of those things where it feels universal for me, but of course not everybody's played it. It looks so complex interface-wise. It's not too bad. Like I said, there's a lot of options, but you don't need to use a lot of them. And it'll be a lot clearer when we get into a battle. I'll show you what we mean. The party enters Shadowdale. The farming community provides shelter to travelers on the roads. This is, Tim, you started it, it's doable, that's it. Read the manual. The manuals are amazing. They have descriptions of all the spells, they have heaps of backstory, and of course, in the proper gold box games, they had the journal entries, which were very important to the story. So yes, read the manual, and you'll learn a lot. They give you ideas on what kind of party to put together. As you walk down the dusty streets, chickens scatter at your approach. So, you know, these are all kind of a bit generic, but hey, why not? So they always have a temple, always have a training hall. They have vaults, so if you put stuff in the vault in Ashburn Forge, you can get it out here. The manual is a casual. It is, and it's a shame. Got this lady for the shop. Got the same bartender. We do. Did I do any tavern tales? Here we go. I hear that Ashburn Forge is getting regular bandit raids. I'll be staying north for as long as I can. Everybody's British in the Forgotten Realms. Alright, you can only put in like 4 tavern tales, which is a shame. Now, I must have blocked off the river for obvious reasons. One thing I definitely turned off, and was very deliberately turned off, was overworld random encounters. If you've played Curse of the Asia Bonds or anything like it, you can get into random encounters on this map, and you're in the outdoor map. And the thing about the outdoor map is that it's full of trees and bushes and rocks and shit, all of which breaks line of sight. And honestly, the enemies will start up here and you'll start down here, and it just takes forever. And it's boring. So I did not include overworld random encounters. While traveling down the road, the party spots a rough cave tunnel to the south. Does the party wish to enter? All of my questions in this game are, do you want to continue this adventure or what? The party clambers down from the tunnel into a larger opening. From the scraps and bones scattered around, it is clear this cave is occupied. The cave echoes with the sound of dripping from above. You can also hear distant barking to the north and west. It doesn't take long to find the source of the noise. The battle begins. This is where the gold box rules. Turn-based, top-down, tactical combat. We can see all our basic stats here. Anakuma's in good state with 48 HP, AC -1. She's carrying a longsword. And because we're a bit higher level, these are level 1 enemies, she can sweep. So, you see, aim, use, cast, quick, delay, view, speed, all that. All you have to do is aim and fire. That's all you got to worry about. It overwhelms with a bit of so much stuff. We're facing down some goblins and kobolds. Moon! This should remind you of Buck Rogers. That's same engine. Doctor, how are we doing? Was about to play Minds of Titan. There you go. So, another thing I didn't really get time to do, because I was rushing just to get it finished, like having an end-to-end story by the deadline, was balance it. Balancing it is so hard, because we're starting out as like level 3, level 4. So these are level 1 enemies. These are 1 hit dice enemies. So we've got goblins with AC 6, 4 hit points. This is my game move. It's in the title. Read down there. Nobody reads the title. Kobolds, classic. You fight heaps of them and pull the radiance. But yes. And because we're level 3, level 4, and they're level 1, you get this sweep option that is automatic for fighters. It's cut off on mobile, of course. No, all good. I wouldn't make anybody go landscape mode against their will. Yeah, so like all these options on the screen. Maybe I should have. Here we go. Playing Fire Knife Volleys by Mystical Machine Gun. This will probably get cut off too. All I'm doing is using the numpad to attack and stuff. Like, you don't have to do much else until you want to cast spells and things like that. Yeah, before I get to the rest of the awesome game jam entries where people have actually like written code and done their own art, let's just do mine first. So people don't just go, what about yours? So we just had a missile weapon. We had darts equipped for the LCC here. And then we switched to a melee weapon and just walked up and bashed him over the head. We got 18 experience points. Look at that. So this is a treasure screen. The default treasure screen I didn't like, so I've changed it to this one. This is actually from Curse of the Asia Bonds. Look at that. Shields, daggers, clubs going off. Look at that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 characters ready to level up. Let's grab a dagger for each of our magic users, just because they can use them. No money. And as always, we leave treasure behind. So, I did leave area on. I should have turned area off for the dungeons, I guess. Because if you do leave area on, it reveals that this is a pretty linear dungeon. So let's show you some spells. Now, I apologize in advance for how this is going to sound, because I don't know what happened. The Curse of the Asia Bonds, Pool of Radiance spell and death sounds were perfect, no notes. And then they went insane. That sounds awful. Almost sounds like it's not mixed correctly. But now that all those kobolds are asleep, notice our movement we can do down the bottom there. Call it Sonar Slash. Now that they're asleep, if we aim at them, so these guys are fine. Helpless. So if we bring Anakuma just a little bit closer and she does her sweep. Well, that was dead anyway. With one cruel blow. Look at that. That was a good turn. Rosie, get amongst it. Ah, I can't quite make it. So that was an opportunity attack? Oh, clerics can't sweep. What am I doing? It's almost worth your time to have a fighter cleric as well. That way they can use any weapon you like, any armor you like. I don't think there's any armor restrictions on clerics, but just having access to fighter stuff as well and still being able to heal usually works out pretty well. Fighter magic user is not a bad one either, but you do need to... I think you have to change... You can't wear armor to when you're casting spells, or maybe that's a Baldur's Gate thing. Anyway, we defeated all the enemies. Mini battle, no. I did try and make a little bit of extra in this area, but it's a very straightforward first dungeon. That's the first dungeon I made too. The corridor ends in rubble. You can go no further in this direction. Now, being a dungeon, we can camp anywhere. I don't think I set up random encounters for camping, this being the first dungeon, but you can make it so on a percentage chance you can get interrupted while resting. Now, with the fixed command, it still won't happen very often. You can make it so you can't rest in a certain area. One of the things I really like about it about Unlimited Adventures is while you do have one dungeon with a choice of 3 wall sets and 3 kind of backdrops, up to 4, you can put in up to, I think it's 16 zones that you can paint on your map. And different zones can have different random encounters, different, rest, different things. So it's really cool in that regard. It's honestly not a bad little engine for making your own adventures. First time speaker is 35 drow. There aren't any drow in my adventure. We're not going into the Underdark. You're going to see a lot of thieves. It's very bandit, thief, rogue type enemies. So I did want to. It did occur to me as I was getting closer to the end that I needed to mix it up a bit more. Now, the sounds of monsters congregating is louder from the west. Obviously, I wanted you to go to the west. But what's this big open cave? Random encounter. You get drowsy. That's fair enough. They're very relaxed pace. LCC can't move really. Can't hit with darts from there, so guard to wait your turn. When you guard, you essentially ready in action. So if somebody came straight up to you, you would get a free attack on them. Which doesn't really matter. These kobolds aren't going to get anywhere near them. But it's better than delaying. Delaying makes you wait till everybody else has finished their turn. Which you might sometimes want to do for casting a spell, that sort of thing. But if you just can't move this turn, delaying isn't going to help you much. You might as well guard and get on to your next turn. When you get up there in the initiative order. The initiative is rolled every battle and it is completely invisible to the player. No idea. Alright. Exit. So, what happens if you go to this big open area that, the game doesn't want you to go to? The cavern grows darker as you enter the open area. The ceiling above you groans as you go further into the cave. Rocks fall from the creaking ceiling. Everybody dies. No. I wanted to put at least one trap in. And I wanted to... And I warned you. I can't say I didn't warn you. Okay, done. Cast. Ah, we've already used criticals 1. Look at that. There you go. So we need to actually rest and re-memorize our spells. Earlier gold box games made you re-pick your list of spells every time. Then later gold box games automatically picked the spells you had memorized already. So you would actually have to, if you wanted to change your spell loadout, you would actually have to go into the memorize menu, say stop memorizing this, and then pick the ones you want. So that's got its benefits, and it does make life a little bit easier. But what I found while playtesting this was that when I leveled up my magic users, if they still kept their memorized spells, they kept that list. But what happens when you level up magic users is that they can cast more spells. So if you don't ever go back and check it, and you level up a couple of times, you might be missing out on entire levels of spells. And you're missing out on extra spell slots. Because it never tells you. Come on, Spook. Welcome to early AD&D combat, where everybody just misses all the time. Anna misses, Rosie misses. Tim gets the win. Spook chills out. Oh wait, there's another kobold there. I do like these icons. Don't get me wrong. No, the first dungeon is very easy. I wanted to make it, so I just hit fix there. I just hit encamp and fix. Now I'm going to hit rest. It's automatically, if I go to critical and memorize, it says those spells we already had. So, did we save? Save. Now let's go the way we were meant to go. Monsters attack. We're not dead because we are way over leveled for this part of the game, but that's alright. That was a bit of a deliberate choice. I wanted to, you know, I knew that. How come you're starting with double digit HP? Because in your design, you specify starting levels of characters, and I think I set mine to 3 or 4. Yeah, that's a level 1 warrior, Tim, exactly. But that's one of the first things you do, is pick that setting. So, you probably can change it. Would I remember where it is? Probably not. So in the end, I was like, well, this might be getting played by people who've never played a gold box game before. So let's make it a little bit easy at the start. Trust me, there's harder enemies later. Honestly, level 1 sucks. Like, but there's also nothing with Forgotten Realms and Limited Adventures. There's nothing stopping you from taking a party that has played other designs and importing them, and they could be level 10. So, you know, obviously the player doing that knows they're going to get an unbalanced experience and it's going to whoop everybody's butt, but it lets you do it. So you'll find if you do look at designs, they will say a recommended level, party level. So for this one, like maybe level 1 or 2 would be better, maybe level 2. That sort of thing. I just remembered something. I need to grab something for Funshine. I'll be back in 1 second. Yes, 1 second. And we're back. Now I'm gonna be straight up with the chat. We're gonna skip Alone in the Dark. Let's up the hype levels a bit more. When I was testing every dungeon, to make sure the scripts were working, I turned off random encounters. Some people play the gold box game for the combat, for the tactics. I'm a story guy. I'm here for a rollicking adventure. Not to have... And I guess I didn't quite have the knowledge to have different mixes of random encounters. You can't randomize them. You set them for a zone. So the way to have a variety of random encounters is to have multiple zones. And I did a bit of that later, but not so much here. The passage opens into a larger cave here, with the amount of refuse showing that monsters have been residing here for some time. And you can't go far without seeing them. I was trying to pour my energy into writing, into descriptions. Like, I didn't get anywhere close to running out of room for text messages. Maybe in the final city. But there was lots of scripted events in there. But I'll show you what I mean when we get there. Yes. I definitely turned off random encounters when I was testing, doing my full playthrough, because at any time you can put in test module, you can run the command test module. You load a save game that gives you whatever characters are in that save game, and you can play in that area, which is good for testing things like this. You know, little driving a bit crazy. But if you want to travel between modules, if you want to step on a teleport or a transport module, you can't do that in test module mode. So you have to load, create a game and play it. Various types of bedding are piled in the corner here. Does the party wish to search? Sure. You don't find anything. The residents of the cave don't appreciate your inquisitiveness. It's a bit rough that, the first bit that looks like you could find some treasure, punishes you, but hey, it's their beds. You don't have to look through their stuff. And this is a good place to use a spell like Sleep, just to cut through the numbers a bit. So Sleep hits a 3x3 square. So if I cast it here, you see we've got the center option that just shows you exactly what that centers the screen on the monster you selected. We'll show how that comes in handy in other spells later. But if we could put 9 of them to sleep, they will wake up eventually. So one good use of magic users once they've run out of spells is just to pick off any slept characters. Your fighters should be focusing on the ones that are awake and alive. So you can just, send your magic users in, pick them off one by one, but you can also send your fighters in and do a bit of this action. Rosie with one cruel blow. Look at that, cold as ice, Rosie. Also, Anakuma laying the smackdown. It's all happening. Now I suggest this icon is a new VTuber for you, Anna. And I said, level 1 play sucks. But I tell you, when you do start at level 1, and then you do get to level 2 or level 3, it might just be level 2. By then you've fought so many kobolds, so many goblins, so many orcs. And then you see that sweep command pop up, and suddenly you're hitting 3 at once, or trying to hit 3 at once. Oh, it's manna from heaven. Like the CRPG Addict says, you can't really beat that level of improvement when you start from level 1. Like, the difference between level 5 and level 8 is nowhere near as pronounced as the difference between level 1, level 2, level 3. But it still sucks. Anything good? No, just generic. There we go. So that's my first little scripted thing I put in. Got to remember to save. But here, let's get going. Let's get some plot happening. The sounds of monsters is even louder here. It almost sounds like chanting is taking place. This music's too peppy for what we're trying to go for here. Pretty cool. I remember messing around making ZZT levels back in the day. Oh, yes. I definitely tried my hand at making some Boulder Dash levels on Commodore 64. I probably played around with a racing construction kit. You know what game needed a construction kit? Space Taxi. Make another 100 levels of that. Lone Runner, you can make levels in. Bring back making your own levels rather than bloody making mods. Yep. Brief detour chat. Gonna attempt to draw a cat on my daughter's birthday card. Wish me luck. I always start with the heart nose. We'll do a zoomed in one. See how we go. We've got the little mouth thing happening. A few whiskers. I know you can't see it. Trust me, I will show you. We do the Garfield style mouth thing. Big eyes, big anime eyes. Yeah, my daughter loves cats, and she, when we get her to write or draw on her own on cards for others, she always draws a cat. So we're drawing a cat for her. Little quiff of hair there. Got up 2 ears, of course. That's where it all goes wrong when I try and draw the shape of a face, but hey. We'll draw some toe beans, how about that? Those eyes a bit better. Should we add some stripes? Nah, the whiskers are stuff enough as it is. We'll put in a big love heart with the meow. How does that sound? There we go. Art! 1 second. Alright. I've still got to continue battle screen for too long. Oh, you got to see the strategically covered up mess as well. There you go. Special stream. The chanting grows louder as you pass through the tunnel. it's pretty bad. You really struggle to walk past this point. I've got my 3D printing workbench nearby. That is a mess. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Come on, Tim, finish the job. Look at that, 2 out of 3. 3 out of 3. Good finish, good finish. So yes, the random encounters are set. Well, they're not random. They're every 6 steps or so. Can't remember exactly what it's set to. Now, we're about to enter a larger area, so let's save. Let's be cautious. A group of kobolds and orcs boil out of the cavern. They're going to disrupt the ritual. Now, you'll see a bit of an error in what I've kind of set it as. In a moment. Oh, they're running off. Cowards. So you can see our orc friends are a little bit hardier than the kobolds. They've got 5 HP, 6 AC, as opposed to 3, 7. They hit a bit harder too. Can't sweep orcs because they've got too high hit dice. So there you go. Sabletooth, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Drowning in unlimited adventures, that's right. So many adventures, you don't even know what to do with yourself. Back by unpopular demand, me. Welcome back. I'm glad you're back. Popular demand here says Sabletooth is back. Use that as your waking up alarm, Dr. Watt. Good heavens, that is a stressful way to start the day. No matter what bloody chill iOS default alarm I pick, I end up hating it anyway because it's an alarm and it's waking me up. Doesn't matter how nice for tune it is, it's like, fuck off. I want to go back to sleep. I stayed up too late last night. Oh, look, so now we have money in the treasure, so we can take money or items. 5 whole platinum, there you go. We've got some helms. We've got some ringmail and spear. We can equip our crew with helms if we want. So here you go, Tim, have a helmet. Anakuma, you're a fighter as well. Take a helmet. I don't know if they do much for you. Pretty sure a cleric can have a helmet too. It might be the Baldur's Gate rule of where they help with resisting critical hits. Potentially. But if we go... So Tim's got -1 AC, put the helm on, still -1 AC. But hey, we're role-playing, and our hardy warriors need helmets. We'll buy half a dart, that's it. So I wanted to draw the player's eye to this kind of central pillar here. You see a gathering of kobolds to the northeast. They are chanting loudly in their harsh, barking voices. This is a random encounter. That's the problem with random encounters. It does make it hard to build up the tension a bit. You could simply put in a zone, you know, in the lead up to whatever with no encounters if you want to do it that way. But it's also, unless you funnel the party through a straight corridor, there's no guarantee they're going to step on exactly what you expect them to. So that message we saw about kobolds to the northeast, that is on that particular square. And you can just miss it. So, which is fine. It's just a text bit of atmosphere. But if you have a quest trigger, then you need to make sure that your players are going to get it. There's no way to avoid it. Because otherwise, shit will break. So, very, very good idea to... Oh, I didn't bloody end the battle. I said yes, continue battle. So this is just ending everybody's turns. And then it'll ask us again. And we say, no, we don't want to continue the battle. Okay. A group of kobolds and orcs are chanting around an altar. An orc, larger than all the rest, is holding up a wand and barking in a guttural language. Notice how I had them speak English before. While you cannot understand everything, you occasionally pick up the words fire and knives. The larger orc spots you at the back of the crowd and points the wand at you. The cultists attack. This is like a serious game. I know. All the other Game Jam entries have like puns and stuff, and they can be very funny. And I went, I'm going to be fucking serious. Well, that's the thing with the Game Jam kind of thing. If you are coding something, you need to focus on code. Because I was using an existing design engine, I didn't think you bust out a whole AD&D game at that time. I wouldn't call it a whole AD&D game. Like, if you look at the clue books for Pool of Radiance and Curse the Ancient Bonds, there's fucking a lot of them. They're very long. That's it. This is the, this is the end battle of this area. Sadly, we will continue to have random encounters on our way out. Can't do much about that. And with low level play, sadly, you are going to miss a lot. There's an orc chieftain, so I put it, because I said there was a larger orc in the crowd, I used the orc chieftain type enemy, which is a higher level orc. And it's good to have when, a bit of je ne sais quoi between what you're describing and what you end up fighting. If you say there's a larger orc, put in a larger orc. When we get a little bit further on, I'll show you. These are all out of the box enemies. But you can actually edit enemies. Like, this is like, when I first read about Unlimited Adventures hacking, I thought it was like, oh, the base game is useless. You need to hack it to do anything. But the base game lets you do a lot. You can make your own artwork, as long as it's in the right palette. You can make your own enemies. You can edit the existing enemies. You can replace every image in the game with your own images. So I'm not very artistic. So what I focused on was using picture sets from games like Pool of Radiance and Curse of the Ancient Ones. I'll point them out when they come up. And all credit to frua.rosedragon.org for having decades worth of archives of people uploading art to freely use in your FRUA designs. So no one expects you to, but it might have been a nice touch. I'd love to make, and is it possible? I guess some plot elements might warrant new art, yeah. I would have loved to have made, there's these type of cutscene images, if that makes sense, where rather than just being the top left up here, it's the entire top half, and some of those look amazing in some of the older games. It's not doable, yeah. Well, the main issue, honestly, for me, is that you need to make them in a very, very old image format. And I did end up downloading like a really old version of Paint Shop to make PCX files. I couldn't get it to work. So getting others to help out with it was the way to go, because GIMP was just like too old. Sorry. And you have to set GIMP up to do pixel art. It's a whole thing. Our Orc Chieftain has come in. He's had enough. He's probably out of arrows. Well, there's only one enemy left. Yep, surround him. They have a morale value, and you can actually change that morale value before a battle if you really want to. There we go. There's some gold, baby. Now, the description said they were holding a wand. Well, there it is. And if we go to Spook and use Detect Magic, go to Take, go to Items. What do you know? That wand is magical. Let's have one of our magic users take it, share the money, and there we go. You find a few scraps of parchment behind the Orc Chieftain's altar. The parchment reads, "The Fire Knives rule this land. If you wish to survive, swear fealty to the Fire Knives." The denizens of this cave must have interpreted this parchment as doctrine and began worshipping the Fire Knives. The parchment indicates that all tribute should be sent west. You should report back to Asherman Ford on your progress. That is the quest trigger saying that quest 1 is complete. And then we just have a big room. More random encounters. I didn't want to hold players' hands too much, but we also want to make it clear what to do. I mean, because we have been given a bounty to defeat the bandits, but we haven't defeated the bandits. But let's go back to Asherman Ford and say, hey, we found this, blah, 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 kind of thing. Which some people would do, naturally. Others might need to be told. So let's just tell them, make it clear as crystal. Because clearing the Kobold Cave is quest 1. Dealing with the bandits. That's quest 2, baby. There are ways to mark a quest complete. You can give the party an item, and that'll say the quest is complete. I just use them as flags. You know, is the quest... Do this and the quest is complete. Talk to other people and, you know... and then, is the quest complete? Is the kind of thing. It wasn't always easy to implement. Some of the menus in this game are very friendly. Like it's really not a bad design for 1993. It's 1993. We didn't have Windows yet or anything like that. This is all DOS. We had some OSs like GEOS and stuff like that, but it wasn't the go-to. And having a quest giver who can give you multiple quests, that got complicated. You want to play Bard's Tale now. I find the combat and stuff in Bard's Tale a lot less forgiving. Oh god, where am I going? This way. Really should have mixed up the variety and the encounter, shouldn't I? Yeah, let's cast Stinging Cloud just to show people. This is a 4-square spell. It has multiple effects. If you choke and gag from nausea, then you are completely helpless. But it also makes a dangerous area on the map. That other kobold could enter that 4th corner and risk dying. The other status is coughing, so you're not helpless, but I think it affects your... I think you got disadvantage on dice rolls, essentially. Problem is, Stinking Cloud, of course, is that now I've created a zone on the map I don't want to enter either. Because goddamn, your party has terrible saving throws. I always thought about messing with the Bard's Tale construction set. Yeah, that would be awesome. Here we go. Oh no. Kuma is down. Now, it said goes down and is dying. So that means she hasn't been killed. That means that the next time we rest, we can just bring her back with some healing spells. What we need to do in the meantime, however, is use this command that pops up. Bandage. And if we don't, at the end of a round, it'll say your comrade is dying. So wait for somebody who doesn't matter as much and use their turn to stabilize your party member. And we'll bring her back before you know it. I'm sure it's written down somewhere. I'm sure it is clear as crystal, but I cannot remember if party members... There we go, there's Anakuma there. They all have the same... Every character has the same knockdown, unconscious, whatever you want to call it, sprite, and I love it. I love that sprite. It's so good. I don't care if it does not reflect what they look like. Excuse me, yes, this is my game. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. I made this for the DOS Game Jam. I mustn't have hit save or something on my bot. It was meant to be saying, this is my thing every 15 minutes. It hasn't been happening. I blame Stream Elements. Let's see. It was meant to be the chatbot on a timer was meant to every 15 minutes. It's weird. My bot was meant to say this every 15 minutes. It hasn't happened yet for some reason. That's so cool. Oh, thank you so much. It's a very good thing that I think I made the right decision picking a you know, existing platform. I'm not the only one. A few folks made games in Adventure Game Studio, which are an older version of which you can essentially publish DOS executables. So due to the unfortunate circumstance around DOS, you're trying to make Dream Simmer the new season of retro thing. To be honest, Rosie, I talked to Moon last night, and then I talked to Funshine last night, and both of them were like, maybe just not have giant community events. But hey, with the way I'm currently going within Sonic, if we could just be doing Dream Sember by automatic, because we've got Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, and Sonic Shuffle all on the Dreamcast, and they're still a ways away. We've still got Sonic 3D Blast on the Saturn, we've still got Sonic Jam. So yes, who knows? We could be doing Dream Sember by default. There's also Jankuary, which is coming up, so keep an eye out for that. I'm not taking part in that, but hey, we try to do a Dream Sember. That's it, Rosie. Thank you. I was just talking to someone yesterday that I don't usually see streamers stream DOS on Twitch, and now I find a DOS game developer. Now, I would not call me a DOS game developer. There are definitely DOS games developed by people in 2025 in that game jam. You should definitely check them out. I would not call myself a developer because this is, you know, using an existing platform. Good old Jankuary. Is this a game on DOS? Did you develop? You've got me beat. I can't beat that logic. I'll put it in my resume. Developer of Forgotten Realms, Unlimited Adventures. Let's do these bloody things a bit faster. We're gonna hit this with every dungeon. This is just gold box gameplay. I wonder if there is a way. Where did that Psyduck emote come from? That's so good. Oh, there's an error getting the emote data. Okay. I'm finally ready to love again and can listen to Sonic CD without getting mad. Honestly, I hadn't used set any new timers on my stream in ages. Maybe I just done wrong. But oh boy, everybody. When we get back to Ashburn Ford? Ashburnford? I don't know. Don't know how to pronounce it. We've got multiple level ups happening. Oh, it's so good. Probably the encounter rate too hard. Uh-oh. Sonic CD special stage sound. Look at this, we're over an hour in and we're still in the first dungeon. It's a beefy experience. And the next area is going to be a bit linear as well, the next dungeon. But I feel sometimes it makes sense to have a bit of a linear area, especially with what it's meant to be. Nearly out. We're nearly out of here. Like, I know, and one of the things this engine is really good at doing is making giant sprawling dungeons. But some places it just doesn't make sense to be a giant sprawling dungeon, you know what I mean? I'll show you when we get there. But you look at the clue book for some areas in the previous game and you're just like, why? Why is this like this? And the answer is because it's a video game and it's D&D and it's a dungeon. And so maybe I didn't pick the right engine. Do you have anyone review a game and give you feedback, or is this all just you? So what I did, I would have loved to ask my Discord to play it and test it, but I ran out of time. So don't think it's a lack of not wanting feedback. What I did do was I posted little updates in my Discord, and I don't know, maybe I didn't explicitly ask for feedback, but I should have asked for feedback. Eddie Guado 10, these graphics look eyesore. It's the 90s, baby. This is how games looked. Squint a little, you'll be fine. The sound, I completely agree with you. The earlier gold box games had so much better sound. They went for fidelity and they missed. They whiffed it. Maybe I'll look up that YouTube. Oh, come on, that's the exit. That is the exit. We nearly made it, everybody. You like the dog shit sound? Let me see if I can. If this stream is not enough tooting my own fucking horn, the record scratch fight sounds annoying your daughter. I'm sorry. I apologize. Give me 1 second. Your videos, shorts. Let's see if this actually. I can't remember if this has the actual sound in it. Oh, it's an old one. Here it is. 2023. Good lord. Why is that not making any sound? Okay. Because you fight. Now, if playing my own game isn't bloody pumping myself up enough, here's a short I made. Yeah, that should be loud enough. Here we go. That's what it sounds like on the other ones. And I like that sound. I think that sounds good. That's a fireball.
Wow, what musical fidelity. I cut the sounds are chunky and the explosions sound good and the death sound is like, I can't wait to see what they do with new sound tech as PC gaming improves.
Very well rehearsed. There you go. And that's a different set of sounds again than the ones in this one. So maybe they did that thing, that Capcom did where they got a deaf person to fucking do it. I don't know. Oh. Because honestly, I avoided using the scanned art as much as possible because I think it looks shit. I think it would look shit then too. I use the pixel art as much as possible. And I'll show you what I think is good pixel art a bit later. Necro, welcome in. How we doing? G-Funk as well, welcome in. Thank you for joining the raid. Necro, what are we up to? Hit me up. Xenogears. Oh, that's going to seem like a far-flung future compared to this. This is 1993, and that was what, 1998? Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. Good to see you as well, G-Funk. Hope you're doing well. We're currently playing my DOS Game Jam entry. Just watched a bloody... Excuse me, thank you for the follow as well. Welcome. Yeah, thank you so much for the raid. I'm Mystical Machine Gun, retro variety streamer, usually doing series playthroughs, but currently just doing some DOS stuff in December, and currently playing my DOS Game Jam entry. And we'll be playing the rest of the DOS Game Jam entries on Thursday night, but I thought I'd get through my bit first. But, so thank you so much for the raid, Necro. If you need a raid and run, absolutely understand, but otherwise, hang around. Tell us about how far in did you get to Xenogears? Because I know Xenogears is a beefy fucking game. Does the party leave the cave? Yes. Thank God. The party clambers out of the cave. Okay. Will you enter the city? We certainly will. And we will... First thing we'll do, before we do anything else, is we'll rest. But also we'll level up. So one of the things that's tricky about these kind of games is that by default, training costs 1,000 gold, which is 200 platinum. So you might have all the experience in the world to level up. See what? Oh, I clicked too far. Anakuma, Eurosi, Critical, and the LCC, they are all ready to level up. There we go. Anakuma will become a level 4 ranger. Yes. Your stats never change, but your HP goes up. It's such a good beefy game. I'm about to start to operation to help the prince get his throne back. Yes. It starts out as such a rollicking adventure, Xenogears. Then it goes places. All right, Eurosi, got to level you up. Now, Eurosi, as a fighter thief, has 2 sets of classes to level up. Eurosi had enough to level up in thief, but not enough in fighter. And yes, leveling up in fighter and in thief would cost 1,000 gold each. So it's if you have a multi-class character, they cost even more. And then we've got critical and... Ooh, what should we do? Now again, like I said, they include everything but the kitchen sink spell-wise. That does not mean they're useful. It's probably good to learn knock in case of any magically locked doors. LCC, we'll give LCC a different spell. Strength is good. If you cast on a character, they'll go up to 18 strength. I think we gave everybody 18 strengths. I've always felt that Yarrow was a D&D class would be a bard or a rogue. He's a fighter thief. There you go. There's no bards in the gold box, but there are fighter / thieves. So that sounds like a rogue to me. What do you think? Or a roguish bard. Detect invisibility will tell you if other enemies are invisible. Then it's not quite invisibility. You can still see them. You just can't hit them. Invisibility casts that on yourself. Knock opens magical locks. Mirror image makes you harder to hit as well. Ray of Enfeeblement is an amazing spell name, but it just makes the enemies a bit weaker. They don't hit as hard. Burning Hands is touch range. Fire damage enlarge is like strength, but just a bit lower. Reduce, opposite of enlarge. Friends, I think, makes evil characters not want to attack you or something. I've never used it. Let's use Ray of Enfeeblement. We can see here, Critical got a slightly worse roll than LCC, so they've got less HP. God damn it. That's life when you live by the dice. All right. We have leveled up. Only one thing for it. The party reports back about what they encountered in the Kobold Caves. He thinks for a moment before speaking. I should have probably said the mayor, shouldn't I? Sounds to me like the bandits aren't just rubbing wagons, but trying to consolidate power in the region. You've done well to deal with those kobolds and orcs. You've already made the area safer. However, these bandits still threaten Ashermanford. Will you head west to confront them? Does the party accept the quest? Yes. Again, if you say no, just nothing happens. It's just like, why not? We should go identify our wand as well, though. Let's do that. That also costs money. Everything costs money. Who did I give the wand to? I can't remember. You just fired up Bard's Tale. That's the way. 20 platinum pieces. It is a wand of fireballs. I mean, I knew that. But, you know. Serpent77, the illusion of choice. Yes, yeah. That is a good... That is a good... that's a good emote. Now, because our magic users have leveled up, right? If we go to magic and memorize, it goes, oh, just don't you want to just keep these? And you want to go, no. You have to say exit. And you can see, oh, actually, we don't have any more spell slots. Okay. We do have Ray of Enfeeblement, though. So we don't necessarily have to have Stinking Cloud, but we will. Critical, same deal. Go exit. Sleep spells aren't going to help us much. And then we want to rest. Whoops. What have I done? I'm clicking too fast. Keep. There we go. Keep. There we go. Spook did not level up, so we don't need to check Spook's spells. And then we go west again, folks. Oh, I didn't put the bloody music back on. Did I fail at double clicking? Maybe. Gotta have some tunes. Can't just have as the entire soundtrack. So again, we head west. Now you could choose to go east if you want to explore a bit. I did put in, you know, the Standing Stone. This is a this is a place to highlight and curse the Age of Bonds. You see the imposing obelisk known as the Standing Stone here. To the north is Mr. Orr, but the way is blocked by overgrown forest, by which I mean, don't try. So I put in some, that is from Curse of the Age of Bonds. That is what the menu towns look like in Curse of the Age of Bonds. The party is in the town of Assembra. The town is ringed on all sides by the trees of the Elven Court. Did I design the map too? No, that is straight out of Curse of the Age of Bonds, and it's one of the options in Unlimited Adventures. You can just pick that map straight away. So when I was just kind of mucking around with it, and I saw the map from Curse of the Age of Bonds, that's why I had my idea for my little plot, which I'll get to. So if we go to the inn. Oh no, why did I pick that as the art? The party is local. I hate that art. Oh, ick. Pub, that's what I want anyway. Living near the border is getting more dangerous every year. I hear Sembia is getting bolder. Again, that's from the the wiki saying that, you know, there's trouble. Did I put a town here? Oh no, I didn't. Never mind. You auto-enter towns, like menu towns, so you don't get the choice to enter or not. You can go back into the Kobold Cave if you want. All that's in there is more random encounters. But we continue heading west towards a town called Tilverton. That's what this town is called. A trapdoor covered with leaves just off the road indicates a man-made entrance. Does the party wish to enter? Yes. Welcome to Dungeon 2, the Bandit Camp. There was meant to be a bit of a intro text there. So now, we're in a bandit camp. We've got slightly tougher enemies. Their AC is very low, very bad, but they can't be swept either. So I did not rename them to goons. They're just low-level thieves. I just called goons. It's got nothing to do with gooning. Any of that. Get it out of your brains. It was just, I wanted the lowest level thief-style enemies, because, you know, this is a bandit camp. I wanted all my dudes, all the enemies to stick to a theme. So yes, we've got to fight a lot of goons. We haven't even had Rosie attempt to backstab yet. That is the best part about having a thief. Because it's tactical, because it's, ooh, they've got darts. All right, critical. You take 1, 2, 3, and then LCC, you take the other ones. Again, belts, don't know what they do for you. This is based on the gold box engine, right? Does it also use the AD&D rule set? It absolutely does. It is first edition AD&D. So we're talking 2-hit armor class 0, all that fun stuff. Some refuse left here indicates that this must be where the orcs and kobolds are sending their tributes. So I was trying to, you know, make a bit of a narrative. Did I not make random encounters in here? Maybe I left them off. Oh no, no. So our random encounter in here is goons. Goons? Hired goons. So, you know, we can sleep. Might help. But a bit of magic missile on there. Like, I played Pool of Radiance, Curse the Age Ones, all that sort of stuff first, and then I played Phantasy Star 2. And honestly, it's still like they fixed it. They have fixed it in later editions of Dungeons and Dragons. But the fact that you could level up 100 times in first edition D&D and you would never get any better at hitting things is crazy. What you do get is you get weapons that are better at hitting things. See how that's said from behind? If that was the thief, it would have been a backstab attack instead, which can be like multiple. I should look up how much money they've got, because I don't want to overload the party with too much money. Some of my treasure, some of my rewards were way too high, so I was ending up over encumbered when I was testing it. Because yes, money has weight. Let's have a look. So we're all good at the moment. 200 platinums, no worries. And again, I probably should have left the area off in dungeons. See, we can cast knock. So if we didn't have the LCC selected, we wouldn't have the knock option. We can bash or pick, but knock should be way more effective. The room is piled high with items delivered from the local monsters. The area is piled high with bones, small dead animals, and other refuse. The kobolds must think of this as tribute to the bandits. I use the word tribute far too many times. Don't remind me, my UW character cannot carry his 60 to 80 coins. They weigh 10 stones. So I was trying to have a bit of a through line here. Make it relate to the first dungeon. You know, not just be the first dungeon is a bunch of kobolds and stuff for no reason. The reason you go there is because they are the bandits are extorting everybody in the area. They've got the monsters trying to send them stuff. A tribute. That's right. It's not the best game in the world. But there's a reason, and it like it's a bit of a through line, and that was the goal. We'll see how successful I was when we get there. If anybody's paying attention to the plot, take money, 10 platinum. Okay, we're not going to overload people that way. If I look at critical, how many darts we got? 56. Let's take some more. Oh, we picked up a belt. Don't really need that. See, it's auto joining the darts, so it's handy. No, let's do enough Heroes of Might and Magic 2. when we were playing Eye of the Beholder. So then we go down here. What do we got here? The treasure in this room seems a little more considered than the others. Figurines of fire knives are scattered amongst other items. Do you wish to search the pile? Yes or no? You search but only find more simple carvings. There is no treasure here. The orcs are upset that you have meddled with their tribute. The idea being that, you know, the orcs and kobolds are coming in and out to deliver stuff to the bandits. So that's why, I don't know. I'm being a bit rough on people who want to actually find treasure in this treasure hunting game. But you know, you can get treasure very soon. Because one of the main ways that original D&D gave experience was by treasure. Treasure in this economy? Like, stop me if I've got the details not quite right. But I think it was that the experience was essentially gold. So you got 1,000 gold pieces. That meant you got 1,000 experience. So you would be walking out of every dungeon. Can't afford treasures. You get a tribute. Considering that's a type of card, it makes it funnier. Honda tribute, I think it is. Anyway. So in a Gygax run game, you'd end up with like tens of thousands of gold because that's how you got awarded experience. But then, of course, you couldn't carry all that shit. So it made it very unwieldy. And I think that the solution in first edition D&D, not AD&D, D&D, is that then you would use all your money to hire people to carry your money around for you or something. It's very pragmatic. Okay, what do we get? Nothing special, just some money. So we've had one section have nothing at all. One section have, you know, if you look for treasure, you get a bit of a surprise attack. So what will be in the third hall of this little prong-shaped room? What do you think, folks? Should we have Eurosi attempt to backstab? Let's see if we can get it. That goon is facing the other way. Ah, doesn't help. Ah, there you go. As the last one left, rather than surrender, they chose to flee in panic. Okay, what do we find in the last prong of this room? The party sees a chest at the end of the hall. Do you wish to open the chest? Yes. You open the chest without issue. However, the chest is half empty. But, look at that. 4,116 experience points. We finally get some treasure. It's not a trap. Spook leveled up. It is just a solely... It's a thief skill, Eurosi. Relax. It's a thief skill. It is a cool thief skill. So here you can see we've got jewelry, gems, and platinum. Now, jewelry and gems is a cool way. Those are some awesome emotes, by the way. They look amazing. Is a way to give you more money in an easier to carry shape. I do not set the value of the jewelry and gems. You go and get them appraised. And they can be anywhere from like 10 gold to 500 gold type thing. So it's a way to carry around more money without being encumbered. Honestly, you have a thief in your party for backstabs and, you know, finding secret doors. That's what they're for. And I will show you what I mean. You kind of have to set it up a bit. So that's another way. That's another way to utilize the delay. So like I could have Eurosi stand here, say delay. If somebody else gets another turn before Eurosi, oh, he was at the end of the order anyway. Now we hit delay. We'll try and get, say, this guy out of the picture. He's turned around. I'm trying to set up a backstab. It's not happening. We'll try in the next one. Okay, let's continue with the bandit camp. Again, you can see I should have turned off area because this kind of reveals what's going on. I forgot to do that. I do remember to do it later. Now that we're picking up more darts, let's use them. No. Not yet. Backstabs. There you go. Look at that. 12 damage. You Rosie, backstabber you. So yeah, so if we get some more it's not meant to be an insult. It's really not. The hallways are brighter to the east. So again, I'm trying to say, oh, that's the way you should go. What happens if we go the other way? You see what looks like a blood trail leading west and north. Oh, for God's sake. Somehow I managed to perfectly spoil any tension with my random encounter placement. Okay, again, I picked up darts so that unequipped them, it auto-joined them, and I unequipped them. Very handy. Players, party members can't pass through each other, so you just have to, if your way is blocked by other party members, hope you have some missile weapons. Did I see that others have bloody arrows? Oh, they do. I could have used the longbow there. So you can ready arrows at any time, because the idea is they're just on your back in a quiver. Now this is what I mean by the scanned artwork. If I might go back and change this guy, because I don't like how this looks at all. It's not pixel art. It is just a scanned image from a Dungeons and Dragons book. So the art, no knock on the art at all, but I find it doesn't look as good as the pixel art. What are you gonna do? Chuck Norris viewers are right. Exactly. That's also part of it. An older thief is slumped in the corner here. We've got plot coming, folks. He is clearly wounded and is no threat to you. He speaks. Race has betrayed us. He takes all the tribute for himself to curry favor with the fire knives. Now, this is one of the things that Goldbox is good at, giving you a bit of options. You know, we can attack him. He's a thief. He's a bandit. You know, why heal him? We can just leave him. We'll heal. If you attack him, that makes noise, and other bandits come and attack you. If you leave, nothing happens. But if you heal, we're a good aligned party. The thief's old features relax for a moment. Thank you for your kindness. Brace is somehow moving merchandise out of his office without the rest of the crew knowing. Maybe you can get the info out of him. And he passes away peacefully. You move away. So we helped him out. There's nothing in that direction. You know, that you can have little role-playing choices like that, which weren't exactly commonplace in 1993. No. Now, the outcomes of those role-playing choices usually aren't very, you know... I got another backstab. There it is again. Your Rosie backstabbing champion. And the idea here is that, you know, we're in a bandit camp. We found a trapdoor on the side of the road. Things are just getting nicer as we go in. Why are things getting nicer? Where are they getting all this money from? The wall sconces create a brighter atmosphere here. The bandits have obviously been working on improving their surroundings. By attacking us. Don't worry, we're not just going to fight goons. There are some set combats in here to mix it up. Yeah, so I wanted to, you know, have an NPC, have something, have a little role-playing encounter you can have. It adds flavour. It adds character to the game, you know what I mean? And then I had the idea of, you know, so the local monsters think the fire knives are something to be worshipped. And the local bandits are taking advantage of that just to get, you know, free money. Why raid farms and stuff when, you know, the local monsters do that for you? You have reached a checkpoint. Look at that. That is a terrible sound. So we've got thieves and goons. Thieves and goons. That terrible sound you heard was a sling. Let's try and cut through the goons to get to the thieves because they got way more HP. This is where our magic missiles come in handy because with 35 HP, these thieves are a lot tougher. I don't know why slings sound like that. That's a terrible sound and a terrible choice. And looking on the Unlimited Adventures, you know, forum, I couldn't find a thread that was like, how do we make the sounds not suck? Can we import sounds? I didn't find one. Maybe there is. Maybe there is a way to do it. And we could have done it with UA Shell. But considering I just uploaded the design and people had problems playing just the design, I think having a hack design, it kind of sounds like a rock spinning through the air, but kind of, maybe. Ah, like a bullet whizzing by. Yeah, I kind of see what you mean, Biz Twitch. Welcome in, hope you're doing well. This might be a good chance to use hold person. A little. Yes, only a little. So we've got 3 enemies with high HP. And of course it's going to fail. Nah, there you go. I tried. I did try. We can't sleep them because they're too high level. So we're just going to cut through them. The old-fashioned way. We could do 1 stinking cloud, see if that helps us. But again, they've got higher hit dice. That means they have higher resistances and higher saving throws. spells. Let's do it. Unaffected, of course. Let's try our other whole person. I probably don't need 2 sleep poisons. Maybe we can combo it with Stinking Cloud. Let's see. Nut. Okay. This is where it would have been better if I'd already given the party better weapons as a reward. I'm having a hard time hitting these thieves. And of course their saving throws are better than ours, always. So Anakuma there took 25 damage. That means she missed her saving throw. So she took full damage. The 2 thieves, of course, made their saving throw. Here we go with the massive AoE attacks. Yep, there's a reason I gave a wand of fireballs. Because... fuck. There we go, 1 down. Yeah, once you come on, you Rosie, we needed the backstab there. That was when we needed it the most. Backstab, there we go. Did it for 12. Just the fact they put dashes around it makes it seem more like, wow, backstab, look at that. Right, so now that thief is running, so we get free attacks. Anybody within touch range gets a free opportunity attack as they run, and sometimes their brains don't work, and they just go back to where they came from. There we go, nearly 2,000 XP. Better prizes. Leather armor, short sword, and sling. We don't need it. Nobody here needs a sling. Magic users can't use it. I'm pretty sure. And everybody else can. Oh, maybe clerics can use it. Dave, how you doing? Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Wrong class, okay? Clerics can't use slings, so slings are pretty useless. Hope you're doing well, Dave. We're playing my Game Jam entry. Forgotten Realms Unlimited Adventures design. We're in a bandit camp where local monsters have been sending, everything they can find because the bandits are using the threat of the thief organization known as the Fire Knives as a threat against them. And they're also... Just wake up and need coffee, that's the way. I thought I turned that off. Anyway, back to our good friends the Goons. Now, technically, there's no reason why we couldn't go back to Ashmanford or somewhere else and level up so we can come back and keep going. But, of course, there would be lots of random encounters on the way. So it's a risk-reward thing. It's like, do we keep going? Or do we level up and come back? That sort of thing. Erosion will go up a fighter level as well. But I think we'll get some good kit at the end of it. So let's keep pushing forward. Things are quieter in this section of the bandit's lair. The quality of the wall fittings and the floors underneath have clearly increased. So I was trying to, you know, imply that Brace isn't just taking all the tribute for the Fire Knives, he's also taking it for himself. And making his, you know, making his little dements nicer. Trying to imply that anyway. Trying to tell little stories. We have this long hallway. Can you tell I'm new to dungeon design? But also, you know, I wanted to set up a little scene, which is why it's also so straightforward. I did start with spreadsheets and trying to draw maps on there, trying to just come up with the maps in my head first and then putting them in the game, but drawing walls in this is really easy in the area view, so I ended up doing it that way. But yes, one of the things that could be improved. You see thieves guarding a door to your north. Thieves. So, you know, we give them a bit of warning. You encounter the guards of the nice looking place. Now, this time we've got goons, we've got kobolds, we've got orcs, because remember, they've been sending their tributes up here. So why not? Why wouldn't they have a menagerie as their guards, you know? They think they need to worship the Fire Knives. Why don't you use that to your advantage and have them as a bit of extra muscle in your camp? And also, why not have a bit more variety in the enemies after fighting that many goons? Why did I get into a spot where she could sleep? That would have been better. Alright, come on. Ugh. Butt's full. So let's do this. We're almost done with Dungeon 2. Once we do the, you know, the main fight of Dungeon 2, it's pretty easy to get out. Because there's a way to avoid random battles on the exit of it, so. Oh, VR, it's terrible, I know, and I can't do much about it, I'm sorry. I wish there was a way to hack it out. The party finds a brass key, and what do you know, it unlocks the door immediately in front of you. But there you go, and we can't actually see it in our inventory. You have entered the main hall of the bandit lair. Unlike the rest of the lair, this room is elegantly appointed. But like the rest of the lair, it is teeming with thieves. They attack! This is also where the wand of fireballs comes in handy. So we've got thugs. They're the next level up from goons. And then we've got rogues. So goon, thug, rogue is the... I'm not making that up. That is straight up the levels of thieves, so we're hoping that LCC gets a turn. Oh, then again, we should be able to take these guys not too bad. Thugs have hammers. Look at that. And we've hit Tim's movement limit. There we go. As long as you're in melee range, you can still attack, so that's good. Alright, come on. Come on, everybody. How's the future today, Tindley? Oh, the future is full of goons, apparently. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to kill my own party. There we go. Let's give Tindley a shout out. Great streamer to watch. Very comfy vibes. Although she is living in the past. And of course, she's also playing Eye of the Beholder 2, so she's ahead of us. So who's really living in the future? Exactly. I said it at the start of this dungeon area. Their default name is Goons. I did not call them Goons as a reference to anything. Rosie's laughing because I made him walk through the stinking cloud. Well done, me. Now we get into the part where they all miss each other. The magic missile will help that. We try hold person on these rogues. Struggled against thieves, but these are lower hit dice. So let's see. Come on. Work once. Back to magic missile. Cast it in the darkness. There we go, one down, two to go. When there's very few enemies, that's when I like to get the magic users up close and personal. Getting dirty. And then everybody misses. Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons, everybody. Alright, rock and roll. What did we get for this one? So we got some higher level enemies, so they got some higher level loot. I don't think Elfin Chain is better than anything really that we could have. We can take their arrows. Why not? You can't spook, no offense. You can't use arrows because you're a cleric. There we go. Now here we have the leader of the bandits. Brace stands up from behind a richly appointed desk. Well done on defeating my minions. There'll be less craft I need to dispose of before joining the Fire Knives as a full member. From seemingly out of nowhere, two black-robed clerics join Brace from the northwest. That's kind of a weird sentence. From out of nowhere, and then I say they're from the northwest. It's meant to be a clue. However, your usefulness ends here. Now die! Brace and his followers attack! And we had them set to attack from far away. So there's Brace. I changed a bandit to Brace, gave him the custom name. Then we got a priest, got some goons, we got two priests. It said black robed, but yeah, not quite. Now, priests, magic users, enemy spellcasters, they are a prime target for you because if you can hit them, they can't cast a spell that round. Enemy priests especially will cast Hold Person on you, and unlike the enemies that you face, we're pretty vulnerable to hold person, so please give LCC a turn. Oh my god. I want to use my wonder fireballs. Why are you last, LCC? Why? No, they're not standing in a nice bunch anymore. God damn it. Babylon Zoo, welcome in. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Give you a shout out at the moment. Oh, LCC is last. Why are you last? Secret Agent. Oh, I love Secret Agent. I've never gotten far in it. How far did you get in that platformer? It's a hell of a game. Tom Brassard. How am I? I'm bloody exhausted. Almost beat the first map. Nice one. We're currently playing through my Game Jam entry, which is a Forgotten Realms Unlimited Adventures design. And yeah. So here, this is where we use the center command. So with a fireball spell, it's a pretty safe bet that everybody here will get hit with it. None of my characters, none of my party is in frame, so we're safe. Let's do it. This should take out the goons, but that's a pretty bad roll. That's a pretty low damage roll for a fireball. I should have looked up what a whole bunch of the dice rolls are. Oh well, I could have told you that. But yeah, 7 for a fireball is horrendously low. That's a real low roll. Just our luck. So our priority is still going to be taking out these priests, because hitting them once only disables their spell casting for 1 round. The next round, they can cast spells again. And they don't even make you wait. Look, there you go. See, that's what a whole person spell succeeding looks like. Fucking game. Now our job is to make sure that those characters that got held don't die. Squishy Sprite. It is hilarious and heartbreaking that it sounds like it does. So we've got Brace with 53, we've got Priest with 4. Let's put some focus on Brace. There we go, the priests are gone. Hope you're doing well, Squishy Sprite, welcome in. Did you realise your completed MGS section has Tails Adventure in it? I know Kojima is avant-garde, but I never have it. Oh, is that on the About section? Oh my god, you're going to make me want to fix that straight away. Hold on. Completed games. Oh, I've got Tails Adventure in there twice. How do I manage that? All right, I will fix that at a future date. Thank you, Rosie. All right. So even with 60 hit points, a single enemy is never that bad. So we surround him, we start whacking him. He got away, which is something I can't control. It kind of... we assume that we just beat him. Like, a win's a win. Alright, this might be a good time to detect magic again. Look at this. Lots of money. We're rich. What have we got? We've got a dagger +1. We've got leather armor +1. Composite short bow +1. And that's it. But hey. Having a dagger +1 would not hurt. Spellcasters. And yes, what armor have you got, Spook? Chainmail. We need to get that upgraded. Okay, cool. But the main thing is we level up again. I played both Win Back and Win Back 2. Did I enjoy them? No. They were not very good. Let's get our spells back. We'll probably have one more random encounter. But we've defeated Brace. You see a large desk dominating the room located to your north. Again, you could essentially skip that. And I don't have a way to put a desk in there. So I put a fireplace in and hope people would figure it out. You loved it back in the day? Yeah. Oh, first time I played it, when we rented it on the N64, I enjoyed it. But the longer you go with it. Searching Brace's desk, you find a note from the fire knives. Continue sending your tribute west. Our rebuilding efforts in Tilverton continue thanks to your contributions. And then we walk over here. And the party has discovered a secret door to the west. So that's why there was that little line about the clerics appearing from nowhere, but also from the northwest, to give you a hint to this secret exit. You have entered a secret passage behind Brace's office. Judging by the scuff marks on the wall, this is how he's been taking gold out of the lair without his fellows knowing. With Brace defeated, you should check back with the mayor of Ashman Ford for your bounty. That was the idea, Squishy. First in, you're in the party. So yes, there are no random encounters in this hallway. Bit of a breather on your way out. You find a scrap of paper on the ground, partially hidden by debris. It must have been torn up at some point. We nearly have enough funds from the Brace to complete the restoration of our guild. Once he has delivered the next shipment, be sure to... But the rest is cut off. Of course, thieves being thieves, we can only assume that was be sure to kill Brace, rather than have him be a full member. And here we are, back at the start of the camp. Oh, I said no. Should have said yes. There we go. So now, we can return to Ashman Ford one more time. Don't need to do the Kobold camp. Enter the city. Let us train up first. Gotta get going to bed. The game looks awesome. Oh, thank you so much, Necro. Give it a download. Play yourself. But yes, have a good rest. Thank you so again for the raid. Really appreciate it. Okay, everybody can level up. Let's do it. Tim, you're a level 5. Look at that, 70 HP. Oh. Anna becomes a level 5 ranger. 68 HP, nearly got 69. Spook, level 5 cleric. Rosie, that'll be a fighter and a thief level up. There we go. Very nice. 46 HP, very good. Right, critical. Now, we've got some spells here. Blink makes the magic user appear to blink in and out of existence. And it lasts for a few rounds and makes the magic user harder to hit. Cool. Dispel magic is meant to remove magical effects on a single creature. So say when that hold person spell was cast, ideally Dispel magic can remove it. Fireball casts a 30-foot fireball in a room. It does damage to everybody within that range. So which spell do you think is best to learn? Anyway, haste. Haste causes the party to age, but it gives them temporarily extra attacks. So haste is actually a very good spell too. Hold person is just the same as the second level cleric spell. Magic users just get it at third level. Invisibility 10-foot radius is similar to the invisibility spell, but in a 10-foot radius. So everybody standing within that radius appears to be invisible until they attack. Lightning bolt is a directed magical attack that goes in a straight line. If it hits a wall, it bounces back. So you can actually hit people with it twice. Tricky to use though. Protection from evil, 10-foot radius, that makes evil characters less effective against people in that area. Protection from good, same but opposite. Protection from normal missiles, increases saving throws against things like arrows, bolts, slings, darts. Slow, opposite of haste, makes the enemy move slower and may even miss attacks. There's only one spell we're going to learn, folks. We've got to learn Fireball. This is what you have magic users for. And the reason we leveled up first is because when we go see the mayor, you see the mayor as he's stepping out of town hall. Hail and well met, my friends. I had to do it this way. Because I was stacking up too many quest triggers and stuff in that one square. So Yeah, this is kind of a workaround of that. You tell him about your encounter with Brace and the clearing of the bandit lair. The mayor rewards you with the bounty as promised. Each character receives 2,533 experience points as the party has found treasure. And look, see? Tim and Spook have leveled up again. So they had enough experience to actually get 2 levels up. But for whatever reason, rather than you just level up twice, you level up once and then they set your experience points to the next level but 1 point off. Why? I'd never know. Anyway. 5,000 platinum. Ooh, and we've got some already identified magical items. So, Braces AC4, that'll help our magic users. Plate mail +1, that's the best armor you can get. A couple of scrolls, some potions of extra healing, a mace +1, and a longsword +1. This is where we can actually hit things better. So, Tim, let's just share the money first. Tim, you're up front, so you get the longsword +1. Anna, you're up front as well. You're overloaded. Oh shit. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, I've given too much money. Spook, you've got... Oh no, what have I done? When's the last time I saved? Oh, everybody's fucking overloaded. Ah! I just have to drop some money. Oh dear. Okay, let's pull. Then you can take the braces, for example, and the mage scroll. Spook can take the cleric scroll and a potion and a mace. And Akuma can take the plate mail and a potion of extra healing. There we go. So let's go to, so if we go to Tim, for example, and we go, you can see his taco is 14 and he's doing 1d8 plus 5 damage, right? Taco is now 13 and damage is 1d8 plus 6. So you can see the +1 there reduces our taco, which makes it easier to hit and also increases our damage. So that's awesome. Tim's wearing banded mail, so that means they can move around really easily. Banded mail is really good, but plate mail is better for defense. Look at that. -3 AC for Anakuma. Not sure why Spook was wearing chainmail. Let's just drop stuff because it's going to be bad. And now we can see that Spook has taco of 16 and damage of 1d6 plus 3. So that's an improvement as well. Eurosi didn't get anything out of it. Sorry, Eurosi. Braces AC4. Boom. Armor class 0. Very nice. We need to find some braces for critical. What else was there? It was potions and scrolls. They're all good. So if we share the money now, everybody's over encumbered. We'll go straight to the vault. You'll always be treated as heroes of Ashman Ford, but it sounds like we have more trouble to the west. I can offer you no further bounty, but if you choose to go west to Tilverton, my prayers go with you. So the idea is, you know, we've done what we originally set out to do, but there's more. And we can't just have the mayor just be our quest giver the whole time. That doesn't quite make sense. So he encourages you. 2 farmers are walking past, clearly fresh from the tavern. They spot the party and start cheering. I wanted to put in a bit of that, you know, bit of making the party feel good. So we go money, platinum, 1800. Money, select, 1000, exit, money, exit. Oh, okay, hang on. Does that? Oh, okay, hang on. Take. Okay. 2800. Okay. So if I look at, does everybody have 200? Okay, that's fine. Oh. So by doing this, we're going to make our lives a lot easier. Walking around wise, because this is going to bring our encumbrance way down. See, our encumbrance is 1700. And the movement has dropped like a stone. And now if we go view again, encumbrance is now 900 rather than 1700. Our movement's back up to 9. Elsie can move 3. So money. Okay, there we go. We have unburdened ourselves, but we can pick that money up anywhere, anytime with a vault. I'm about to spend some more money. I can't remember. Maybe I made training free. You can. I can't remember. Train. Level 6. Look at that, Tim. 82 HP. Spook. Level 6. 56. Looking good. Save the current game. Save it in E. Let's get to the end, everybody. Christmas! Welcome in, Christmas. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How was Shenmue 2? I know what you were playing. I know what you were doing. I nearly typed in shout out Shenmue 2. There you go. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, folks. Christmas, you're arcing to be my 2026 highest raider already. But for those who don't know me, I'm Mystical Machine Gun, Retro Variety Streamer, usually doing series playthroughs, currently doing Resident Evil and Sonic. But right now we're doing DOS. It's December, we're doing some DOS. You made $500 to meet some guy. Oh, better get gambling. Cartree, welcome in. Thank you for joining the raid. Chris, if you have to raid and run, absolutely understand. Otherwise, thank you so much for the raid and welcome in, folks. We just leveled up. We've just finished our second dungeon. We are kind of getting close to near the end of this, but we may not actually finish it in time. We shall see. Speak Plays Games has got level 3 spells, so let's get a prayer in there. Let's get a Dispel Magic. Actually, maybe we should just get 2 Dispel Magics. Let's get Spiritual Hammer. I used to always have that as one of my spells. But, so what we can do is just lose it. Yeah. Let's have a rethink. Shenmue 2 is so good. Oh, it so was. Absolutely. I had to rate good people. I'm going to say, this looks great from Lucky. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Freaking love that game VR. Me too. I'll never have a bad word to say about Shenmue 2. It just raised the stakes from Shenmue 1 so well. And, oh, shame. Well, we'll play Shenmue 3 at some point. We'll see what I won't say shame to share. You just unlocked duck racing. Yes. Okay. Okay, we've got 4 level 1 spells, 2 level 2 spells, 1 level 3 spell. What could it possibly be? It's got to be Fireball. Maybe we'll stick with a sleep spell just in case. You never know, it might come in handy. Ah, press the wrong button. This is exciting content you get in a gold box stream. Keep. There we go. Memorize. See, now it's... Oh, I need to exit. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Sleep. We'll have a Ray of Enfeeblement, why not? But they both have Fireball. Oh, baby. Combat's about to get a lot more fun. Now, for those who have played Curse of the Age of Bonds, played some gold box games before, Tilverton should sound very familiar because the manual for Curse of the Age of Bonds starts with, why the hell are we in Tilverton anyway? That is where you wake up in Curse of the Age of Bonds, and you might say mystical. And isn't that a bit lazy? Like reusing areas from previous games? I call it a loving tribute. The people cheer as the heroes of Ashmanford are in town. See, that is set with a flag. That is a text statement set with a flag saying, is Quest 3? Quest 2 completed? And if it is, Christmas raid! See, Geiger, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Giga? Either way. Thank you for joining in the raid. As your party marches on the road to Tilverton, a group of farmers come marching towards you. bags of belongings under their arms. That should be towards. It's a typo. Tilverton is burning, they cry. The fire knives are taking over. So let's save before we enter Tilverton, shall we? You're at the edge of Tilverton. Will you enter the city? So this is a Curse of the Age of Bonds sprite. This is imported from Curse of the Age of Bonds. A guard rushes up to you as you enter the city. You've chosen a poor time to visit Tilverton, travellers. The Fire Knights have been conducting raids on the populace from the sewers. See, Geiger, thank you for the follow. Welcome on board. We city guards are fighting back, but they're trying to take over the whole town. I'd recommend you turn around now and go. Now, I said towns and dungeons, right? Dungeons and towns, towns and dungeons. After explaining that the Fire Knives are the exact reason you're here, his expression turns one of gladness. Great! We need all the help we can get. Check in at the Church of Gond. We're organising resistance from there. Does the party leave? No. It is very Billy D. Williams. As a royal guard. So, because the Fire Knives are attacking Tilverton, we have random encounters in the town, which you usually don't get for obvious reasons. Now, this is an enemy I customized. I found an enemy that looked like the Fire Knife sprite. I didn't know at the time that I could have imported the Fire Knife sprite from Curse of the Age of Bonds. But I loaded up Curse of the Age of Bonds, fought a Fire Knife or two, and looked at their stats and imported that onto this character. So this is my custom-made Fire Knife. Now, Fire Knives, they have missile weapons. They don't cast spells, but they should still be your first priority. Tim, his first attack with his better sword, missed. Now, because we're in a town, free healing isn't actually that far away. Sadly, in the default sets for walls and backdrops and stuff, there isn't really a town under attack type set. So I had to try and create the illusion via text statements and stuff, and I'll show you what else I did in a moment. Come on. Probably should have given out even more magic weapons to make life easier. Now again, I don't think actually you said it, so you couldn't just rest on the streets. So that was a mistake on my part. Version 1.1 will have something like that. I think we straight up need better, more magic item rewards. Because that's the way you're going to be able to hit these enemies better. Since leveling up doesn't do it for you. Anyway, that wasn't too bad. That didn't take too long. Now, because they're Fire Knives, they've all got arrows, they've all got Elfin Chain. If you really wanted to cash up on money, you could pick up the Elfin Chain. As you're passing through the near empty streets, you hear, I swear I heard a man screaming in the sewers. So yes, I copied from the clue book the layout of Tilverton from Curse of the Age of Bonds. You see a sign overhead, Tilverton General Store. This is the shopkeeper sprite from Curse of the Age of Bonds. Imported this as well. But rather than be able to buy some random shit, he says this. The store owner looks terrified. Get out, we're closed. He slams the door in your face. And you go, huh. And you get attacked again. Sorry. See, this would be not a bad place to have lightning bolt, because they're kind of in a nice line. Come on. There we go. We're getting some hits in. Who had the dagger +1? Okay. I want to use the dagger +1. If we're going to get down and dirty. The dice giveth and the dice taketh away. Folks, let me tell you. I don't even know what's on this scroll. I probably should check. Because you can scribe spells. You can use a scroll to cast a spell once, or if it's a spell you're capable of learning, if you're the right level, then you can scribe it and then of course memorize it. Cast it over and over. There we go. Just take their money. You see a sign overhead, the Sage Falani. Now, if you play Curse the Age of Bonds, the Sage Falani is a important character in the first half hour or so. She asks you, you wake up with your bonded arms and you go see two people. You go see the Sage. The party enters the rooms of the Sage Falani. Much like everyone else who sees me these days, I presume you seek my wisdom on the recent bandit attacks. As the party indicates her agreement, she speaks again. All I can tell you is that you're in the right place. Now please, it is dangerous to allow visitors with the raids taking place. The party leave. Didn't ask for half our gold. You see a sign overhead, the Temple of Gond. This is the other place you go. So yes, I imported Falani from Curse the Age of Bonds. I imported this handsome chap from Curse the Age of Bonds. An acolyte greets you. Welcome, travellers. You provide safe respite in these troubled times. The fire knives have yet to breach these walls. The High Priest's residence is in this house. He bows and walks away. So this is a zone with no random encounters. I am the High Priest. You have come to our fair temple in a tough time. He looks troubled and tells you his story. A group of adventurers much like you came through this way a few months ago. Things all started when they attacked the royal coach. This led to a civil war between our local thieves guild and the Fire Knives. Once they'd finished killing each other, it seemed Tilverton would be at peace. However, the Fire Knives must have won the war, as in the past few weeks they've grown far bolder, causing havoc in the streets. I'd recommend you leave this town, travellers, but if you must stay, you can shelter safely here. So yes, he tries to cast a remove curse on the Asia Bonds, and it doesn't work because it's too powerful. But yes, couldn't quite recreate the way Temple of Gond looked, because there's not there are kind of church pew graphics in Curse of the Age of Bonds and some stained glass, and they just don't have it. As you walk through the pews, you find a large number of the townspeople sheltering for safety here. One family huddles together, the parents clearly wounded from defending their children. 2 Cormier guards sit and look dejected, defeated by both the fire knives and their inability to fight them off. Welcome to our temple. How may we aid you? So this is just a normal temple menu. So yes, I thought I'd balance out the random encounters in the streets with having free healing. Oh, 14 damage, come on. A few more of those, that'd be nice. Of course, the graphics set isn't the same exactly, but they did an interesting thing, which I found with Silverton, and we'll talk about it more in the next area too. For whatever reason, they decided I only need to take up half a map. I could potentially have made this dungeon fit that, but I essentially did what they did and just used half the map. Without a wall in the way, you gotta remember these maps loop. So without putting blocks in, Vixu, welcome aboard. Thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. I just want to show you 2 more things in Tilverton. For those who do remember Curse of the Age of Bronze, there is a tavern called the Curse. We've got the same sprite because that's what they used. The party enters the Curse. What's your pleasure? Let's have a drink. So, like I said, you can name the drinks. These are what they are called in Curse of the Age of Bonds, but you cannot have Dragon's Breath, like as displayed in Curse of the Age of Bonds. Here, it was too long. So we got lemonade, basilisk, dragon breath, and whiskey. Let's have a whiskey. That's how they spell it. 2 fire knives are drinking and shouting loudly. The bartender grimaces but says nothing as they irritate the other patrons because they're taking over. Now, one of the things I found out is that, and I posted about on Blue Sky, is that there is a drunkenness mechanic. If you drink too much, you can have an event take place. The bartender tells you how the fire knives have allowed the tavern to operate while they attack the town. Better drinks than in the sewer, at least. So if we get too drunk, something happens. Some of the tavern's more aggressive patrons are tired of your presence. There we go. So I set it up with a tavern tale mentioning 2 fire knives. And then you drink too much and they try and kick your ass. Oh my god! Old person actually worked on someone. Spook, you did it. It saved us a lot of time. I'll never set up a backstab again. Oh, there it is. Look at that. 33 damage Rosie on the backstab. I wouldn't shy away from it. No text or anything after that. And sadly, what I needed to do with zones is set up a whole bunch of zones just so I could set the no resting flag. Because there's nothing stopping you from resting in the middle of a building at the moment. It didn't occur to me till afterwards that was a problem. Some people still may not see that as a problem. Just rest anywhere, who cares? But if you played other gold box games, you know they don't just let you rest anywhere you want. It kind kind of loses the point of the random encounters if you can just rest anywhere as well. It's meant to feel like the city's under siege. So if you could just sleep in the middle of the tavern floor, is that really meaning that feeling? I don't know. Why are you so quiet, Fantasy Star 4? Let's get some funk happening. Why are the two weakest characters attacking the strongest? I don't know. They're getting hits in. That's why. There we go. So much health. Too much health. It doesn't help when you just miss all the time. So you see a sign overhead, weaponist of Cormier. The storekeeper looks at you despondently. I've been looted so many times, there's nothing left. I'm sorry. The party leaves. So yes, we can't stock up. We can rest. We can train. Yeah, so I wanted to make sure you weren't completely stuck, but probably should have made it so you could buy some magical weapons if you had the cash. Might help with the damage output of any party. And by making it so you can buy your own magical weapons, then that solves the, you know, having to worry about different party makeups. You just let them buy what they want that suits their party, rather than try and design one-size-fits-all treasure drops. Hey, there we go. 2? Yes, look at that. Spook, your whole person spells are getting better. Because the way morale and stuff works in this game, a character, you know, an enemy being held or slept or whatever doesn't matter. It is only death. It's only the enemies being defeated or fleeing, like that affects their numbers and hence their morale. I wrote an essay on this in university, talking about AI in video games, and I compared pool of variants to Final Fantasy VII, that sort of thing. And it was just speculative. I didn't know about what might be their AI routines. Not that kind of AI, the actual video game AI that's, you know, good. Oh, your Rosie can level up. Okay. Come on. Let's level up. Fuck it. And because they will stay still because they have ranged weapons, they will stay in this configuration unless we do something about it. So here we see, if I put that there, can't cast it there because there's a wall. That should just hit all of them, hopefully. 11, that's better. No! There might be corners to it, I guess. You guys got backstabbed back, what the fuck? Thin out their numbers, there we go. Resting won't be so easy in the next area. Let's abuse the shit out of it while we can. Can't go wrong with guaranteed damage. There we go, look at that, another backstab. Yeah, we'll do sleep. Sleep's not going to do anything for us. More magic missiles is what we need. So there's actually 2 entrances into the next area. And again, that was just to match how Curse worked. Oh, what? Yeah? Oh, okay. Eurosi must be able to level up twice. So let's trade some money to Eurosi. So let's trade another 150 or whatever platinum. Yeah, that should be enough. Wait, what? Oh, no. Oh, I broke it. Oh, fuck. I'm not kidding. That's broken. It should not be. Oh my god. Okay, hang on. We're gonna fix that straight away. Oh, that's real bad. I'll have to get that re-uploaded straight. Like, we've got to fix this. That's it. Event placement. Training hall. Edit. Cost 1,000. Fuck's sake. There we go, that's better. Okay. Leave. Save. I will upload this later. Play the game. Load save game. What was it? E? Yeah, okay. We get adventuring. Here we go. I mean, we could have given Eurosi 1,000 platinum, but that's a horrendous cost for training. There we go. You see fire knives sinking into what appear to be secret tunnels. Does the party follow? Yes. You clamber through the tunnels into the cramped, monster-ridden sewers of Tilberton. That is exactly what the... Okay, now we're in the sewers. So the sewers... Oh, I didn't turn area off for this as well. Here's the gimmick. You can see the trick. So... the sewers in Curse the Age of Bonds was 3 next to each other. 3 narrow maps with a teleport at each end to send you that way. And because I wanted a bit of variety in enemies, now we've got some sewer dwelling monsters. Look at this. We've got giant spiders, we've got giant rats, we've got Mobats. Retro, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Let me just cast a spell and I'll shout you out. This is where we need some slow poison because these spiders can mess up your day. Just rules! That's exactly right. This will clear out the rats at least. 22! That's pretty good. Oh no, that's the max damage. That's not when they don't save for half. December. There you go. Everybody's got something to do in December. That's the way to be. Be very careful with these spiders because they can poison you. That instantly kills you. But you cast slow poison and you're back, and then that's it. You don't have to worry about poison after that. Now, because they do have high HP, because they're monsters, they don't have any armor. Oh, there it is. Spook is oh. Motherfucker. Guess who's got the slow poison spells? The fucking cleric they just poisoned. Fuck this game. Fuck D&D. It sucks. Oh no. Why did I put spiders in? Why? Can't blame anybody but myself for this. Like, one of the worst parts in Curse of the Age of Bonds is the last dungeon when you're in Mithranor, and there are phase spiders fucking everywhere, and there's so many of them. You're almost guaranteed to get poisoned. But guess what? Sword slash marks and magical damage to the wall show that town guards may have fought thieves here. Fuck. It's no escape either. So yeah, so we're in a bit of trouble here, folks. Come on, take out the spiders, please. Like, what? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, there we go. You always managed to not get poisoned. Well done. Like, why make the sound so clearly a person going, when you could be monsters, you could be ogres, you could be spiders, bats, otyugs, the more generic death sound. Can I? Yes, I definitely can. Because like I said, when I was testing everything, I turned random encounters off. Yeah, it is a bit. We might tweak that straight away, actually. There's too many spiders. Like, having that many enemies that could poison you and kill you in turn, it's that's a bad bit of balancing by me. Oh, there's very often there's more enemies than party members because the party's way more powerful. Is the idea. But these Mobats, the spiders are the problem. The party's moving, they are. Mobats can't cast fire. There we go. Right, back on the street. It does? Okay, cool. Fuck. Toe Jam and Earl music works well for everything. That's the thing. Always the trick. Tactile TV, this is Forgotten Realms Unlimited Adventures. This is my game design for it, which we're about to also edit. Because the balancing's a bit fucked. Which is the thing you need to spend the most time doing. And the thing I spent the least time actually doing. But it is amazing, at least, that when you save, we can go edit the design and then just pick up exactly where we saved. Like, it does sound like a bloody record scratch. Very true. We're adding to the beat. Part of the charm? Yeah, I suppose. Got away, what a shame. We've just got to get inside the temple. As you walk near the temple, you see a townsperson suddenly get grabbed and dragged into an alleyway by fire knives. By the time you can turn down the alley, all evidence of them is gone. Heal. Heal. Neutralize poison. Heal. God. See, Spook's back. Heal. Neutralize poison. Heal. Yes. Okay. Can't fix everybody up. Rest and rest. Okay, let's fix up two things straight away. First, magic cast sleep. Lose it. Yeah. Sleep is just no good for us. Exit. More magic missiles. Okay. Exit. Okay. Okay. Now you might say, Mystical, you're just making this game easier for you. But what we're doing, we're live balancing. So let's go to File, Global Info. Let us go to next. Combat happens on step 6 in zones. Let's make that step 10. You get a bit out of control every 6 steps. 10 steps sounds better than me. Now let's go to the sewers. Oh no, spoilers. We're going to go to the Fire Knife Hideout. File, Global Info. Allow area view. Off. Every 7 steps, let's do 8. And also, let's have a look. Edit at the combat event. Sewer dwelling monsters attack. We see a Mobat, that's fine. 5 giant spiders is far too many. Let's crank that down to 2. 8 monsters versus the 6 party members if you have all 6. Sounds a bit better. 5 giant spiders is too many. That's way too harsh. Okay. Now, there is a separate combat event in closer to the hideout. 5 fighters. Let's make it 4. They're pretty hardy. Okay. Okay, cancel. Cool. Look at that. We're balancing as we go. All right. Fixing issues, balancing as we go. Anakuma, level 6 ranger. Let's do it. 79 HP. Let's go. LCC, level 6. Time to learn haste. Haste will come in handy. Camp, magic, memorize. Haste. Keep. Yep. Rest. All right, cool. Now we can go back in the sewers. Are we ready? I wanted to show you a little event I put in. This room belongs to the snakes. I thought that sounded kind of... Yes, they're poisonous. I don't think they're as bad as the spiders because I've only got 20 HP, so let's see how we go. We need to take them out to not get poisoned is the trick. So low damage. Need to give. I need to put +1 weapons in Ashburn forward. So then you can just upgrade when you want. Once you've beaten a couple missions, I think is the way to go. Cool, there you go. That was a special encounter. Why would they have items? Oh, that's why. There's gear here. So what we can do, if we go view Anakuma, what we'll do is she can drop the shield. She can use the two-handed sword. Trade to your Rosie, the other one. So now we can see she's got 14 taco, 1d10 plus 4 damage. That's beefy. That's beefy. So, your Rosie starting off with 15 and 1d8 plus 3. Ends up with 14 and 1d8 plus 4. So that's what the +1 is going to do. So now we have, everybody's got at least a +1 weapon. So we should start hitting harder. I hope. Oh no, I actually did get the repose. I did fix it. There you go. We've got goblins in the sewers. We might have to start Thursday stream by finishing this bloody thing. I made it too friggin' long. We'll upload this design before the end of the night though. And that's it. Balancing, especially when you can have a 1-person party or a 5-person party of all different classes, very hard to balance. The fact that the gold box games worked as well as they did, you know, is impressive. F, no, rest. There we go. Let's get the hell out of here. Ah. Okay, let's see how we go against our tweaked encounters. Do we want Sweet Home? That might be a bit too dire. Let's keep going with the funky music, shall we? Let's go more of the era. Let's go C64. And there's Tim gone. Straight away. Now, if I cast Slow Poison on Tim, I don't think he'll necessarily get back up. If I do, he will be fine at the end of the battle. Let's find out. Camp only. There you go. So never mind. Never mind. So yes, I think this is a bit better. But you still have to prioritise the spiders, but there's not so many spiders that you gotta bloody get a party wipe from a friggin' random encounter. Fuck. Maybe we need to take the fucking spiders out of the random encounters altogether. Fucking spiders, I hate them so much. Gold box start anxiety. That's fair enough, Tim. That's fair enough. Honestly, there's two things I would recommend to help with that. One, don't be afraid to read the manual, use the kind of party they recommend, and also save it like that. When you get into the later gold box games, which I haven't played, it's said that you just save before every combat, and if you get wiped, reload and try again. It's very old school in that way. Some say that if you start a combat and in the later games you're up against enemy spellcasters who are just as good as you, if you don't get to go first in initiative, then reload. So that's how bad it can be. Yes. Balance patch coming. Nerf spiders, please. And you all thought it was too easy in the first dungeon. Now it's too hard. Oh, Christ. Fireball in his head. Oh, not enough. There we go, he got away. Well done, Mobat. Okay. Spoke, we need you. Save our game in G, because it's a new save file. Okay. Okay. We're gonna change that. Save in G. Say yes. Okay. Edit modules. What do we think? Just remove the spiders altogether? I think it makes it way too hard. Zero giant spiders. 5 giant rats. There we go. That's enough. That's enough. What else did we see when we were walking around? We saw Assembra. Nope, that's a proper map and I didn't make it. Dale Lands, here we go. So let me just show you. So if I show you block placement, see how much I tried to block it off? Those white squares. Good event placement. We've got small town, right? If you go edit, go next. Training bases costs that. Yep, that's fine. Maybe if we wander up this way enough, you can buy +1 weapons yourself. You know what I mean? If I go to, then we go save, and then we go to open. Binford. What's happening in the shop? What have we got? We've got weapons A, weapons B, armor, and type 4. Let's put +2 weapons if you really want to get funky. Right? So you walk in, yep, you see your normal stuff, and then you see this shit, and you go, holy moly. Yes, I think that's a good compromise. And don't forget, we've got the item shop here, where things go real crazy. Alright, cool. We might have to come back to this. Thursday night, we'll start off with a quick run. Oh, it's 12:32. Let's see if we can get to the final area, because the final area is straight after this, so. We want to always be heading south. You've reached the checkpoint, the guards attack! Yes, so there are checkpoints down here to add a bit more flavor. Suddenly these guys seem real easy. It's the giant spiders. At least they're human. But who? I put an acolyte in. Is that a cleric type character? It might be. Can't remember. We've only got 90 points, so let's do something about that, shall we? Nice. So use up lots of magic missiles, because why not? Picking on the magic users, always the same. What have we got? 22. Okay, let's get rid of the goons. Fucking spells all over the place. Come on, team. I need you fighters to, you know, do a bit better. There we go. A hit. A palatable hit. The thieves are kind of like ninjas. There we go. Big backstab from you, baby. King of the backstabs, I'm calling you. Backstabber supreme. Right, let's use our bloody short bow. Why not? What? Oh, do we not have our arrows equipped? Fucking... What a weird bug that is. Two HP left. Sometimes it's the toughest. Two HP to get past. There we go. Whew, we got level ups. Okay. Good. Ooh. Ooh. Scimitar. Like a scimitar. Okay. You can't get anything identified without leaving Tilverton, that's the trick. You find a torn set of instructions on the body of a fire knife. Tilverton is nearly ours. Guard this entrance and only allow our people out. No one enters. Watch for the sewer creatures. We want to fight royal guards, not slime monsters. Be warned, the next group out of the hideout may... The rest is torn. Right, here's our new setup. Some of them get... I thought I had more rats than that. Come on. So many misses. Never rolled this bad in my life. There we go, everybody. Alright. Yeah, exactly. Miss. Get out of here. Nah. No, exactly. So we do have +1 items, but just gotta get them identified. That would not hurt. Okay. No, you can't go there. Don't go there, girl. Okay. Yeah, let's overkill this. I thought about having like a hidden weapons merchant or something so you can get your stuff identified. I mean, I guess it's not that important as long as you know it's magic. But still. Having a way to restock on arrows and stuff seems like a good idea. You like to see all the +1s and stuff. I'd like to see that it's a +2 whatever. Yes, we do. God. Trying to get to the fucking trainer. damn my commitment to making the game match my story line. God. Sorry, Anna. I should have moved you in there. Oh no. Weak rolls. Well, she gets the high roll. He gets the high roll. My characters get it. My characters do not make their bloody saving throws ever. Okay, do we have any spells left? Yeah, let's enfeeble this fire knife. There we go. Unaffected. Enemies so good at saving throws. Us, not so much. Okay. Go in. Let's train. Can't believe I did that. Alright, critical. You can learn lightning bolt because we don't need 2 haste since you tend to cast it at the start of a battle. So get the fuck out of here. Oh, did I block it that way? I must have. We go here. Go to the shop. We can view item. Okay, that's already ID'd. Never mind. Cool, our money. With Anakuma, for example, she's got all the cool stuff. Scimitar +2. Jeez Louise. Give that to Tim. Spook, we know, has a mace +1. What are you rocking with? That. It's all happening. So you got a dagger +1. So LCC can have the quarter staff. That makes sense. +2, yes. So Tim, you can have the scimitar +2. There you go. Getting better. Okay, share, exit. Then we'll go to the inn. I can't change this. This is the default fucking thing. Magic. Memorize. Keep. Oh, else. Who leveled up? Okay. Okay. Memorize. Exit. Magic, 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 magic. One of each. There we go. Okay. Rest. What's on that magic user scroll? Let's see. Before we call it night at 1:45. Oh, no. Keep resting. Didn't even know we could do that. Old monster. Oh, 5th level. Okay. How you doing shit with that? Okay. G. Exit play. There we go. Quit from game. Now, let us do this real quick. Now, if I check. What's in this? Yeah, okay. I'm just going to back up my saves real quick to another folder. here, go to Game Jam. So we've got Game Jam .dsn v10. And now we'll create an archive. 7-zip. Add archive. V11. There we go. Now let's do this. Look at this. Look at the excitement, folks. Chrome. There we go. This should be fine, shouldn't it? Dashboard. Okay, go to this one. Edit, maybe? Yes. How do I upload a new version? General updater announcement. V11. How do I upload a file? Fixed issue in Tilverton where training cost 1,000 platinum. Balance tweaks to end game areas. Add a video, new image, files. Distribute? What do we do? What do we do, chat? No, that ain't it. Edit project. Maybe that's it. Okay. Okay. There we go. Save. Devlog. V11. Update. An update announcement. File still says nothing available, that's right. Fixed trainer in Tilverton requiring 1,000 platinum. General balance tweaks in Asher Binford, Tilverton, and the sewers. Bam. There we go. Why is Game Jam 2 so much bigger? Oh, whatever. There we go. There we go. We're going to call it out there, folks. Look at that. We fixed it for now. And we'll return to it on Thursday quickly to finish it before we play other Game Jam entries. So I should probably switch to this screen. Thursday, better Game Jam entries. Might be a bit of a lie. Let's hit that ending music. Let's find someone to stream. Fuck. Someone to raid? That might be better. That might be a word that's better. I'm a bit tired. Sabletooth, thank you for your much appreciated return. Rosie, thank you for pointing out where my bloody mistakes are. I think we're going to run into the Spider Cookie. She's having her 2-year partnerversary. Let's go say happy partnerversary to Spider Cookie. We're going to run through a few things first, though, quickly. Rosie, thank you for the resubscription. 31 months, good God. Rosie, also thank you for the gift sub to Anakuma. Woki Moki, thank you for the follow. Board Game Heaven, thank you for the 5-stream streak. Necro, thank you so much for the raid. Snooze Mew, thank you for the follow. Christmas, thank you for the raid. C Geiger, thank you for the follow. Vixu, thank you for the follow. We're at 687 followers. We have blown past 666. So there's a bonus stream in our future. But on Thursday night, after I've got the kids to sleep, we'll play some more DOS Game Jam after we finish my bloody one. But hey, Stabby AU, thank you for the follow as well. There you go, snuck in under the radar there. We're gonna raid over to the Spider Cookie, another fellow retro streamer, plays awesome stuff. And also it's her partnerversary, so we'll say happy partnerversary to her. So give her a follow, much well worth your time. If you like watching streams this time, because usually streams around the same time I do. And I'll say to you, thank you so much for joining me. And wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. We'll catch you in a couple of nights. Very soon. See you then. I didn't hit fucking record the entire time. Motherfucker.
In the middle of summer. Does sound exhausting. Thank you.